time for high school sports on the NCW Life Channel. Today's broadcast of high school sports on the NCW Life Channel is presented by Alignment Pros, Automoca, Color FX, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, and the Windmill Restaurant. NCW Life Channel's coverage is also brought to you by Charter College and the Walkabout Grill. Now let's go live for all the action for tonight's coverage of high school sports on your home for local sports, the NCW Life Channel.
Good evening, football fans. Welcome to Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. Along with Grant Olson, I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCW Life Channel as we bring you live coverage of Big Nine football. It's the 2-0 Wenatchee Panthers taking on the 0-2 West Valley Rams. Grant, the Wenatchee Panthers have really found their stride here as we get to the midseason point.
Especially defensively, Eric. Lights out. 3 consecutive shutouts now. The offense kind of found their stride last week. They got the running game going with Blauman. Had a fantastic game, and the sophomore Sermon played great. Slow start, but came on late in the game and really played a solid game against Moses Lake.
Meanwhile, for West Valley, they won their first contest of the season, have not won since. They come off of a loss last week to Eastmont across the river, but they showed that they like to gamble, and they're going to come at Wenatchee defensively.
They've got some firepower on both sides of the ball. As you said, they blitz almost every play, and on offensive side of the ball, Spencer Jolly likes to put it in the air. They have a great running game with Harris. We could see a lot of points here tonight, but I think, Eric, that the 4-game losing streak for West Valley is kind of misleading. They lost to Camas, who's
good
a powerhouse. They also lost to Sunnyside, Eastmont, who we know is a good football team as well. So they have played some tough competition.
Well, meanwhile, for Wenatchee offensively, we're going to talk to Scott Devereaux coming up here on the pregame show next. Had a chance to talk to Scott this week. The offensive line performed wonderfully last week in that win against Moses Lake, and they're going to have their hands full. It might be a Nate Blauman kind of a night.
How do you practice for a team that blitzes from everywhere? That's what they had to do this week. So, yeah, the offensive line, the big onus on this offense tonight will be that offensive line. Can they protect Sermon, and can they blow out some holes for Blauman?
Well, and for the West Valley Rams, they've got a big quarterback. Spencer Jolly is 6'2" and 230 pounds, and not often do you have your starting quarterback also be your middle linebacker.
How great is that? He gets a little payback on the other side of the ball. You'd never see that, but that also tells you what a tough kid this is. So I think we're going to see something special from him on both sides tonight.
We're going to talk to Coach Devereaux coming up as our pregame show continues. We're also going to talk to the tight end who missed the first 2 games of the season with a stress fracture. Riley Coons will join us as well as we continue here, counting it down to kickoff. It's the West Valley Rams and the Wenatchee Panthers coming up on the NCW Life Channel.
What's your Automoca emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles. Specialty cars, lifted or lowered, Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Pregame show continues here on the NCW Life Channel as the Wenatchee Panthers get prepared to take on the West Valley Rams. First of all, Coach Devereaux, let's talk about last week's game, Moses Lake. You guys just kind of sucked the wind out of their sails in that first half, and they didn't come ready to play in the second half.
Yeah, we were ready to go. You know, it was fun to see game plan work. Our guys were flying around the field making plays.
Well, how's the prep been this week? And tell me about West Valley.
Prep's been good. You know, this flu bug is still hitting us hard. We've got multiple guys out today. But next man up, I think West Valley is much better than their record. They've got some weapons. They haven't quite been consistent, but they're a solid football team.
Let's talk about, you were hoping your offensive line would make some steps in the right direction from 2 weeks ago to last week. Yep. You know, that progression still continues. Where are they now in your estimation? And I thought they had a pretty good game on Friday night.
Yeah, that was the best game they've played all year against Moses Lake. And so
see, they just need an offensive lineman to announce the game in order for them to have a good game.
There you go. Keep it up. That was their best game so far. They actually all got helmet stickers this week. Nice. That's the first time they've gotten them, so that was nice to see. And hopefully we just, keep progressing every week.
Okay, so what's the key for you guys? I know you're internal more than you're external as far as what needs to happen against West Valley. So what are we looking at this week?
Well, we got to come out ready to play. Our intensity should be up. I expect that to happen. We have to stop the big play on their offense. Their quarterback has a strong arm. He can really throw it. Mm-hmm. They haven't been very consistent at it, but he's got a cannon. So we have to stop the big play. We have to stop the running game. They have a pretty shifty running back. Make them earn it. And offensively, we just need to execute like we did Friday and get our running game going. And then off that, we can do a lot of other things.
You didn't have a lot of negative plays on Friday, but I was impressed with how the kids, when you did have it, if it was a penalty, if it was this, that, or the other thing, they just kind of brushed it off and kept going.
Yeah, and usually that hasn't been the case. Right. And this group's matured pretty fast. Happy with their practice prep. So it's been another great week, so I expect them to play well.
I know you said after the game last Friday that you kind of tweaked your coverage schemes, and I was appreciative of that. I wasn't necessarily understanding what I was seeing, but you got some rotation over the top and got some help and things like that, and I was impressed by that, of what you guys were able to accomplish. More of those tweaks this week against maybe a little passing attack by West Valley?
Yeah, we have a wrinkle or two in there. Nothing earth-shattering. With a couple of days of practice, you don't want to do too much. Yeah. So we'll start the game with our base stuff, but we have some things in our back pocket when we need them.
Okay. Who do you want me to talk to this week, Coach?
You probably should talk to an offensive guy, maybe.
That would be good.
Okay. How about Riley Coons?
We haven't yet.
Okay. Riley's a guy. He's one of our captains.
Okay. All right. And he had a great game again on Friday night. And, God, how nice is it to have such a big target like that?
It's very nice. Quarterback really appreciates it, and really helped in the running game. We ran power to his side often, and he just down blocked and washed guys out, and we got some serious yardage off that play.
Yeah, absolutely. So Riley Kuntz will join us here on the pregame show as we continue next year as we get ready for West Valley and Wenatchee coming up on the NCW Life Channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life Channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. Our pregame show continues here on the NCW Life Channel as we get ready for the matchup between the Panthers and the Rams, West Valley and Wenatchee. Riley Coons joining us now here on the pregame show. Riley, let's see. I was doing the math here. You've got almost half of your catches for touchdowns so far this season. So when you're making the catch, you're making it count. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a pretty fun season so far.
Also, you right now have the highest average per catch of all the receivers that are listed in the Big Nine. So what's the key for you in being that big target out there?
Well, just getting off the line is the first thing in my mind every day. Every time I go on the line to get ready for a snap, knowing where I'm going to go, where I'm going to take my feet, who I'm going to have to go up against on the play. Then once the ball's in the air, just catching it, getting it tucked away, and getting ready for that hit. So it's just getting layers to the play. So.
Tell me about you and walking into the season, goals for you. I know team goals. You guys want to win the district championship. But what about for you?
Well, I was at the first 2 games of the season with a stress fracture in my right leg. So basically, for me, just getting healthy was my first goal. And then, personally, now that I'm back, just doing what I did last year, helping the team out, performing, getting catches, getting touchdowns. Hopefully get first team all league again. That would be pretty nice. And then just locking down the team, just getting things rolling, and we're feeling great right now. So things are good.
So do you take more pride in your blocking ability or your catching ability?
That's a really good question. The lineman part of me says say blocking, and the receiver part of me says say catching. I probably like receiving more. Sorry, Coach Jags, wherever he is. But I mean, that's why I love tight ends so much. Is because you're not just a receiver, you're not just a blocker. You get the best of both worlds in that aspect. So catching balls from Camden, hell of a time. Blocking guys, hell of a time. So really, I don't have if I had to say a favorite, probably receiving. But I do love both parts of my position.
Well, let's talk about that sophomore quarterback you have out there. He's had a heck of a season so far.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's coming in, he's producing. He's playing really well. When he's just putting the ball where it needs to be, playing well, making smart decisions. I mean, you can't ask for much more from a quarterback. And he's young, so he's going to get even better. I mean, I'll be gone after next year, but I mean, you're going to see him for the next 3 years. He's going to get crazy good. I mean, just putting the ball where it needs to be. He's a great quarterback.
So what's the future for you after this? I know you with the injury coming back and things like that, but what's your future?
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to work my hardest. I mean, lifetime goal is to play college football somewhere at whatever level I can make it to. And then just winning a league championship. Whether it be this year, next year, really just continue to excel in football and then go play college ball somewhere.
So what do you do in the offseason? I know you guys have your summer camp, but what do you specifically do for yourself? And are you getting any advice from anybody else, even outside the program, to say, here are the things you need to do? Yeah,
so last season I played at 6'3", 190 pounds, and that's pretty undersized for a tight end. And so I didn't play basketball last year, and I lifted all winter long. I put on about 45, 50 pounds. And so last spring I was actually at 240, and my trainer, his name is Blaine Davidson, he's at Actualized Sports in Wenatchee. He told me, here's the deal, he goes, you need to get bigger, you need to get faster, you need to get stronger.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
And welcome back to a very wet Lee Bofto field here at the Apple Bowl. The captains are out in the center of the field meeting with our referee tonight, Mike Penning, as he's showing the quarter or whatever he's using for a coin to toss here to one of the West Valley Rams captains, Brian Patrick. And the toss in the air, and it looks like it'll be a choice for the Panthers. So Wenatchee defers to the second half, so West Valley will be on offense. So let's take a look at our offensive unit here for the West Valley Rams. Again, West Valley 0-2 in Big Nine play, 1-4 overall, as announced there by their head coach, Dan Iman. He's assisted by the largest assisting staff in the history, I think, of Big Nine football.
Unbelievable.
Tyler Killiam, John Beck, Ryan Scott, Steve Swanson, Rick Klein, Rick Bush, Edwin Johnson, J.T. Statler, Craig Spaeth, Ryan Johnson, Pat Leahy, Sean John, Andy Vickers, and Joe Martinez.
Hang on, let me wipe your forehead off. Wow.
All right, starting up front, boy, they've got a big offensive line. The center, Hunter Vickers, a 6'1", 235-pound senior. The guards, Mario Herrera, a 6'1", 260-pound junior, and Grant Pickett, a 6'1", 265 junior. On the tackles, Brian Patrick, a 6'3", 220-pound senior, and Robert Carrasco, a 6', 265-pound junior. The tight end, you'll see him work out in the slot as well, wearing number 9, Chaska John, a 6'2", 190-pound junior. The other slots, Jason Rodriguez, a 5'10", 170-pound senior, and Jake Vandebrek. Watch out for him. He's not very big, but boy, can he get loose. 5'10" and 155 pounds. He's a junior. The wideouts, Colby Kitt, a 6'1", 170-pound senior, and Isaac Madrigal, a 6'2", 155-pound sophomore. In the backfield, very elusive running back, Reggie Harris, a 5'10", 175-pound junior, and the quarterback, Spencer Jolly, a 6'1", 223-pound senior. And Spencer Jolly is second in the Big Nine in passing coming in. Jolly on the season has 693 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, but he's also thrown 6 interceptions. Meanwhile, up front for the Wenatchee Panthers is announced by their head coach, Scott Devereaux. He's assisted by Dan Gold, Brandon Harley, Ken Hoyt, Dave Jagla, Kevin Skaliski, Anthony Williams, and Jacob Zier. The tackles, Ronan Haynes, a 5'9", 190-pound senior, and Omar Cruz, a 5'10", 190-pound sophomore. Chase Lloydhammer, a 6'5", 205-pound junior, and Derek Graham, 6', 225-pound senior. They are the defensive ends. We'll get you the rest of the lineup coming up here momentarily. First of all, though, we'll have our kickoff, and Faris Nasser will do the kicking here, and I apologize for mispronouncing his name all last week.
We both did.
That was my bad there. Back to return, Reggie Harris is on the far side of the field away from our cameras, along with Jack Vanderbrake. And Vanderbrake, watch out for him. Vanderbrake on the season with 201 yards in kickoff returns alone.
And that's a threat, definitely, that the Panthers have to keep their eye on.
So Faris Nasser will kick it away. Right-footed kick will come down and hit on this wet surface and trickle into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And that's where the West Valley Rams will have a first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And no time off the clock with the ball that goes out of bounds.
Anxious to see Spencer Jolly, Eric, aren't you?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
49 of 102 attempts on the season, 693 yards and 6 touchdowns. So he's got some punch in that right arm.
Linebackers for Wenatchee on the start, Jaden Christofferson, Eamon Haugen, and Jax Tucker. The corners, Faris Nasser and Dalton Thomas. In the backfield, Darius Carlson and Sebastian Esquivel. That is the defense for Wenatchee in purple. White jerseys and the red trim are the West Valley Rams, and they quickly throw it out in the flat, and there is one of the favorite targets for Spencer Jolly, Colby Kitt, on a first down play. It'll be second down after a gain of about 4 on first, maybe even 5 yards.
You mentioned it, Eric, early in the show that they would be using a lot of the quick-hitting passes, and we're going to see that tonight. They put it up in the air, as you mentioned as well.
Colby Kitt will split out wide to the far side of the field left. Going out there as well, Jack Vanderbrake. They'll turn and hand it to their scat back, and look out. He can carry a load quickly as he gets it across the 30-yard line and then spilled down there. Reggie Harris on the carry. The tackle for Wenatchee was Eamon Haugen, and it's a first down for West Valley.
Nice job by the left side of that line for West Valley that time. And Harris is quick. When he gets around the corner, he can get some yards.
Isaac Madrigal to the short side of the field to the left here, and the shotgun goes Spencer Jolly on first down and 10. Not afraid to throw the football, but we have whistles here, and a flag comes in before we can get it going, and it's a illegal motion against the offense. So our first penalty of the ball game, that was something that I'm sure that Scott Devereaux not happy about last week, with 70 yards in penalties against the Panthers.
And it wasn't so much the first half, it came kind of later on in the game.
Panthers working on 3 shutouts in a row, including a 34-0 whitewashing of Moses Lake. And now the Panthers giving that 5 yards right back on a hard count by Jolly. Jumping into the neutral zone, Omar Cruz up front for the Panthers.
And Jolly has played quarterback so long. I think he started since he was a sophomore at West Valley. He knows how to just, the inflection in his voice to get that defense to jump.
Jolly looks over to the sidelines. They like to go with a pace offense here. He's got trips to the wide side right on first down and 10, as it turns out to be. They look over the Wenatchee defense. Jolly comes up, says what he wants as far as protection for his offensive line. Big offensive line out there as the rains continue to fall. Rolling to his right, throwing out the flat, and too high for his intended receiver, Jason Rodriguez. Second down and 10 coming up from the 32.
I haven't seen anything downfield yet, Eric, but the field looks like it's got kind of a sheen on it, but we were walking down on it earlier, and I don't think that's going to be an issue. We talked about more of an issue holding onto that football tonight.
Yeah, I think with this field turf, it would take a deluge in order for footing to be a problem. It is that slick ball possibly, but the officials do their best to keep the balls dry here. Second down and 10, Jolly back to pass, looking downfield, throwing over the middle, and the ball incomplete, overthrown. There's a flag. It's going to be tossed out here. My, oh my, that's a tough penalty to call. Kevin Corrigan on the coverage of Jason Rodriguez, and they're going to call pass interference against the Panthers.
And I was watching him go downfield, Eric, and Corrigan did have his hands on him, and you can't do that. He was kind of holding just a little bit of hand-to-hand combat, but that was interference.
The officials, by the way, aside from Mike Penning, our referee, the umpire, Dave Bailiff, the linesman, Troy Holst, the line judge is Kirk Lyons, and the man who just threw the flag, the back judge, Fred Carino, out of the Chelan County Officials Association. And that penalty will be a 15-yard march off on the pass interference is the call. So first down out to the 47-yard line. 2 penalties quickly against the Panthers in 20 yards. So here comes Spencer Jolly, first down out towards midfield now as he looks over to the sideline, blows on his right hand, barks out the protection, gets a snap, looks left, throws left, the ball low, but I think caught over there. And this time it's Isaac Madrigal on the catch, is just a little pitch and catch. Panthers giving some room on the outside. It'll be a gain of 6 yards, 5 yards on first down.
Once again, pick away with these quick hitting passes, and that's what we're seeing so far from West Valley. 4 receivers this time, Eric.
He's got 3 trips to the right and only 2 defenders out here. Here comes the blitz, screen pass, caught over the middle. Defense quickly converges as Darius Carlson will wrap up the receiver. Jack Vanderbreek on the catch. It'll be a gain to the Wenatchee 45-yard line, brings up 3rd down and 2.
And that just gives you an idea of the athleticism of Jack Vanderbreek. He one-handed it, kept his eye on it, made the catch, 4-yard gain.
Chaska John comes in as an extra blocker up front. He'll line up as a tight end to the right here on this 3rd down and short. And Reggie Harris has a lot of yards coming in. They'll turn and hand it to him right side. Fumble the football. It's loose, and the Panthers are going to cover it at the 45-yard line. He never got that handoff, and I think kind of a bobbled snap. We wondered if this was going to be the case here for this football game with a slippery ball out there. Ronan Haynes on the recovery. Panther ball at their own 45.
I think it was a combination of a couple of things there, Eric. But the Jolly and Harris kind of ran into each other, which didn't help in that handoff at all. But the ball is a little bit wet, and that probably didn't help either. Those 2 factors working for the Panthers here.
So Haynes with the recovery, Panthers with the football. And that stymies a drive put together nicely by the West Valley Rams. Panther ball, 9:35 to go here in the first quarter. Let's see if they try to go for the money ball here or stick to a ground gain. They'll turn, hand it to Nate Blauman. Blauman with a big hole across midfield to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. 1 man to beat to the 5, into the end zone. 55 yards on the first play from scrimmage, and the Panthers strike first. They lead it 6-0.
What a hole in the middle of that line right off the bat. Great job by that offensive line, and then Blauman turned on the speed. West Valley has given up a lot of yards against the run this year, and there's a good example of what happens at West Valley there.
We talked about the fact that they like to gamble, they like to bring guys in the gaps, and if you guess right offensively and you go in a gap where they aren't, you have a chance to break a big play, and that's exactly what happened right there for the Wenatchee Panthers. Here comes Faudis Nasser to try to tack on the extra point on this wet night. Good snap from center, good spot, and the kick away is good as well. We'll take a 60-second break and come back. 9:23 to go here in the first. Wenatchee strikes first on their only play from scrimmage. 7-0 Panthers over the Rams. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCW Life Channel.
Können Sie mir das Problem sagen? Meinen Zylinder überschwimmt. Flute, ich habe mein Fugen verloren. Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragen schließen. How you?
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life Channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
Well, the fumble recovery by Ronan Haynes give him the assist, and then the big block up front, and then nothing but pay dirt for Nate Blauman. 55 yards on the touchdown run. The extra point makes it a 7-0 Wenatchee lead with 9:23 to go here in the first quarter.
And we talked about it last week against Moses Lake, Eric. You have to, if you're a good team, you make the other team pay when they turn it over, and that's exactly what the Panthers did there in a big way.
Fadas Nasser has it teed up at the 40-yard line on the far hash mark, and the approach and the right-footed kick will squib off the ground here. And Reggie Harris will pick it up at the 5, 10 on the return, 15, 20. And then wrapped up there, pretty good coverage by the Panthers as they stand him up and try to rip that ball away. It does not come out.
Mario Murillo, Eric, 5'11", 180-pound senior. Great position on that special teams tackle. Harris tried to make a move on him. He stood his ground and made a great stop.
So the Rams will have it first down as they gather over on the far sideline in a very wet night. Cool temperatures in the low 50s right now with rains falling heavily here at Lee-Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. Appreciate you joining us here on the NCW Life Channel. They'll have it first down at their own 22-yard line. Second possession of the game for Spencer Jolly and the West Valley Rams. Reggie Harris lined up in the backfield behind him. He'll get the handoff running right, tried to stiff arm a man in the backfield, but not letting go is the Panthers' Roland Haynes. He's got a fumble recovery and a tackle for a loss. Pretty good game so far for the 5'9", 190-pound senior.
Absolutely. I love the way he plays the game. He's a tough kid. Also some help there from Jaden Christofferson on that stop. Panthers defense looks fired up to keep this shutout streak going.
They will give him an advance of a yard. Nice spot by the officials there. Colby Kitt will split out wide to the far side of the field left. And also in the slot over there is Vandebrake, and they're going to go his way. The ball high and then trickles off the head of a defender back there. Jax Tucker, if he only had eyes out the top of his helmet, he could have saw the ball was rattling right there. It falls incomplete. It'll be third down.
And I'll tell you what, Spencer Jolly took a shot from Chase Lloydhammer on the from his defensive end position just as he threw that football. By the way, Eric, current temperature, there you go.
46 degrees. Is that up at the airport?
Yes, 7 o'clock temperature.
46 up at the airport. A little bit warmer in town, but yeah, chilly night here. Here comes the end around. It is Reggie Harris who lined up in the slot. He's going to be tackled down. Hardly anything there. Hammer is there. It's hammer time. And also coming up defensively for the Wenatchee Panthers, Eamon Haugen on the stop. It'll be fourth down.
And folks, you couldn't see it at home, but Eric was doing the hammer dance here in the booth. Can't touch this.
Good thing I got my loose pants on. So here we go with a punting situation. Colby Kidd, who averages, by the way, 42 yards per punt.
Leads the Big Nine, Eric.
Standing at his own 15-yard line and back to receive for the Wenatchee Panthers. I believe that's Dalton Thomas. And the ball is blocked, I think, or it just went off the side of his foot and goes out of bounds. It'll be a very short punt and great field position for Wenatchee at the West Valley 31-yard line.
And it was Nasser getting in there. I think he might have just got a hand on that one. It looked kind of funny coming off his foot, even if it was kind of off the side. It kind of looked like it might have been tipped a little bit. Great special teams play.
Well, just turns out to be a 4-yard punt. Whatever the case, Wenatchee gets it with 7:51 to go. And if you're Coach Scott Devereaux and his crew, he's loving life right now. This is exactly the way you'd want to draw it up on a home game on a Friday night. Nate Blauman in the backfield along with Camden Sermon. And now we're going to get a flag down and I think movement on the offense possibly. Or no, it's going to be a jump in the neutral zone by the defense. 5 yards against West Valley.
Well, as soon as Riley Coons came out of his stand to go into motion, the linebacker, Brian Patrick, went towards the offensive line of scrimmage thinking that was the play. So a nice job by Coons.
J.J. Jelsing splits out to the far side of the field, to the right, to the wide side, I should say. Again, our cameras, that's the near side. Moving from left to right is Coons, and a turn and hand on a counter play to Blauman. Blauman gets past one man. Can't get past another, though, as he's taken out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Coming up and making the stop, Stephen Ferris for West Valley.
I love how Blauman does that. He did it a couple of times last week against Moses Lake. He kind of sidewinds his way through a couple of defenders. He tried to do it there, too. I love that running.
They'll put him down just inside the 24, so call it 2nd and 2 after the penalty that was on first down. So you go to the air here?
I would, yes. Look for Carlson.
Shifting Coons from right to left as a tight end. Then back to Pasco Sermon. Looking left, going to throw out the flat to Blauman. Wide open, has the first down. More at the 10, at the 5. Dances into the end zone. Touchdown, Wenatchee from 20. 4 yards out.
What a block by Darius Carlson at about the 10-yard line. He absolutely leveled the defensive back, Ashton Willie, there. A 6'2", 210-pound defensive back, and that's what sprung Blauman.
24 yards on the touchdown strike. And the Panthers up 13-0 with 7:18 to go here in the first quarter. Wow. Wow is right. The holder will be Mason Brown. Fadas Nasser with the extra point. No, they're going to fake it and throw it into the end zone. The ball is caught, and two-point conversion will be connected. The Brown connection down in the corner. And the ball caught in the end zone by Dalton Thomas, I believe. It is Dalton Thomas on the two-point conversion, and that was a play. That was not a bad snap. He pulled it back on purpose.
Just great protection up front, and they've had it so far in this game, blowing big holes in the West Valley defensive line, and plenty of time for Sermon that time to convert that two-point play.
So it's now a 15-0 ball game with 7:18 to go here in the first, and all Panthers so far. And a reminder that our broadcast is brought to you in part by the Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube, including front and four-wheel alignment, online at alignpros.com or at 182 Eastbourne Avenue. And by Automoca. What's your Automoca emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the valley, including the only Automoca with inside seating on 5th Street across from the college.
And what's nice for the Panthers here tonight, Eric, is they started off slow last week against Moses Lake. On the other side, West Valley started off very quickly against Eastmont across the river last week. And just the flip-flop here tonight, Panthers off to a great start.
Boy, domination for Wenatchee. 3 plays, 31 yards. After the, I guess we'll say, punt block, and now the Isui kickoff is a short kickoff, bounces around, and then finally covered for West Valley by Eddie Ramos.
Why not? It worked last week.
It did. And the Rams will have pretty decent field position here at about the 34-yard line. And if you're the coaching staff for West Valley, and Dan Iman over there, you got to wonder what in the heck happened, and did we get off the bus yet?
You're exactly right, but you got to stick to your game plan this early in the ball game. Mix it up, run and pass, and they're trying to, but the Panthers playing that great defense.
Well, and they're a big play offense. It only takes, and especially a wet night like this, one guy to fall down, and suddenly the Rams could be standing in the end zone. Jolly gets a snap from center, going to go option left, pitches back to Reggie Harris. Harris has the corner to the 35 and out near the 40-yard line. That's a good gain of about 6-7 yards on first down for the West Valley Rams as they push the corner over there.
Last time he carried the football, he fumbled, so I'm sure that was nice for Harris to pick up that 6 yards.
And quickly back to the line of scrimmage for the Rams here, trailing at 15-0, 6:50 to go, time winding here in this first quarter of play. Motion man is Vanderbreak, turn, fake the handoff, rolling right, then getting pressure out of the pocket, now throwing deep downfield. The ball is underthrown the intended receiver. And again, pressure. I think Lloydhammer was breathing down the neck of Spencer Jolly, and he just got rid of that football.
With a little help from his defensive lineman buddy Ronan Haynes that time. Good penetration by both defensive linemen and really forced Jolly into doing something he didn't want to do.
Well, he connected on his first couple of passes, but since I think he's been over so far as Spencer Jolly. Looking at a 3rd down and 4 here, and Panthers defense just flexing its muscle once again. Jolly back to pass, looks right, throws right. The ball is a little too high and goes through the hands of Colby Kitts. Decent coverage here near side for the Panthers. Defending was Eamon Haugen along with Darius Carlson. That brings up a 4th down.
A little holding going on that time. Ronan Haynes, once again, great penetration from his nose guard position, and looked like a little holding there didn't matter in the long run.
Dalton Thomas will go back to receive this punt, and that will hamper Colby Kitts' average after a 4-yard punt on his last go-around. Snap is back to him, and he'll roll to his right and then punt the ball away. It'll take a West Valley bounce inside the 20, then be taken by Thomas back there, and West Valley all over him as they'll keep him to maybe a loss of a yard on the return. It'll be Panther football at their own 16-yard line.
You know, you got to give Thomas some credit, though, doing that, because if he would have let it roll, it could have rolled inside the 5-yard line somewhere. It took a lot of guts to pick up that football, but sometimes it's dangerous, too.
You wouldn't find me doing that. Because
let it roll to the one.
I'm not that brave. Our broadcast brought to you by Color Effects, offering screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, and logo design for your team, school, business, or church at a fair price, locally owned for 20 years. Call at 509-741-7609. That is Color FX. I understand our replay is now working, so that's good news. Back in the studio. Meanwhile, Panthers on the offense. Handoff Blauman. Big room again across the 20, 25, 30. Got a block downfield to the 35 and out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Just like that, the Panthers give themselves some breathing room.
Size steal at 165 pounds. Tried to bring him down. Blauman simply just ran over him like he wasn't even there. What a great run.
21 yards on the running play for Nate Blauman. His average has got to be huge so far on the night.
3 carries, 78 yards. Not
That's
bad.
all.
Yeah.
That's all. You know, I was looking back at Nate's season so far, and that game against Mount Boucherie, you know how many touchdowns he had in the first half alone?
No.
6.
Wow.
Yeah, we got a timeout on the field taken by the Panthers. We will take a 60-second break and come back. 6:11 left in the first. 15-0 Panthers on top. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCW Life Channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha pepitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Blauman, out of bounds across midfield into West Valley territory. They're going to put him down at the Ram 41-yard line.
Wow, another 20-plus yard run for Blauman. He's making it look easy tonight. Then a little stiff arm at the end of that to get that defender off of him.
21 yards and a gulp right there for Nate Blauman. He's going to have 100 yards before we're out of the first quarter. 6:03 to go in the first. Panthers up 15-0, looking for more. Sermon back to pass, throws left. The ball caught over here by Brown. Brown with another block downfield. And Darius Carlson is an offensive lineman lined up as number 81 as a wide receiver.
He has really put the wood on people here tonight. They really don't see him coming, but he's a great athlete out there, so I'm not surprised he put that great block on.
7 yards on that play brings up 2nd down and 3, and that opens up your playbook quite a bit.
That's what you love right there. Great time to maybe try your shot downfield.
Carlson splits out as a slot to the wide side of the field, and now
Same
the
thing
defense
happened.
jumping off sides again. A little bit too eager up front by Connor Cook, the 6'7", 170-pound senior. By the way, the rest of the offense for Wenatchee, we haven't mentioned him yet. Jacob Christensen is the center, 5'10", 230-pound senior. Vincent Bentley and Andy Jimenez are the guards. Sim Cass and Nathan Black are the tackles. Riley Coons the tight end. The wideouts, J.J. Jelsing and Mason Brown. Darius Carlson in the slot. Backfield is Nate Blauman and Camden Sermon. That's your offense for the Panthers. After the 5-yard mark-off, it is a 1st down for Wenatchee, and they'll have it at the 29-yard line, 1st down and 10. Handoff Blauman again, right side, cuts it back as he gets into the second wave and takes it all the way inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line, but we have a flag down at the line of scrimmage. It's going to come against the offense this time. Illegal shift going to be called against Wenatchee. So that'll be the Panthers' 3rd penalty for 25 yards. And if you're looking for anything negative, that's it so far.
That's the only thing you could find, right? I wonder if it's that move that Riley Coons makes as he stands straight up. It's caught West Valley off a couple of times, and maybe the officials are thinking that might not be an illegal shift. I didn't see anything else besides that.
Well, unless somebody else flinched or moved
Might
at
have.
the time that he was making that shift. So 1st and 15 as they back it up to the 34-yard line. Now they almost jumped in the neutral zone again. Panthers move 2 guys at once, so as long as you're not set for over a second before you do that. Now the pass in the middle of Carlson on a little comeback ball is snuffed out nicely by West Valley as the Rams will make a tackle for a short gain on the play. If anything, that time it was Ashton Willie who makes the stop, gain of just a yard.
First catch for Carlson on the night, and Sermon now is perfect so far on the night, 4 out of 4.
2nd down and long. They're behind the sticks here, so 2nd and 14 coming up for the Panthers from the 33 of West Valley. Again, they'll shift Coons from right to the left side. As a tight end, turn, handoff again. Blauman getting a big block over there from Coons, but this time the corner comes up, smacks him out of bounds on the far sideline. Jason Rodriguez will make the stop. It'll be a 3rd and long coming up for the Panthers as they got it inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line.
Well, it's a little more manageable, that's for sure. 3rd and 9 now coming up for the Panthers at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, so 3rd down, and as you mentioned, Grant, manageable. Got about 4 yards on that play for Blauman, and one of his shortest runs of the night.
Over 100 yards, by the way, for the half.
Sermon rolling right, has pressure, throws out the flat. The ball is caught out there by Coons inside the 20 to the 50. Still on his feet to the 10. Finally brought down at the 9-yard line. Riley Coons, he's got the highest average of any receiver in the Big 9, and there's a big reason why.
He's not only big, he has great hands. He just has fantastic hands. We saw it time and time again last week against Moses Lake, and he showed it again here, and that took some arm strength by Sermon, running back and falling back and making a great throw.
19 yards on the pass play down to the West Valley 9. 1st down and goal. Right hash mark is where the ball sits. First time Sermon's under center. Turn, handoff, dive play inside, and this time no room at all for the Wenatchee offenses. The defender coming in was Ashton Willie. He had a lot of company in white helmets, and they hold him for no gain on the play. 2nd down and goal from the 9. Panthers leading at 15-0 with 3:34 to go here in the 1st quarter. It's been all Wenatchee here, working off of a blocked punt and a turnover on a fumble recovery off of West Valley's first drive of the game. Handoff again, Coons, and this time breaking through the gap and getting some penetration was Brian Patrick, the linebacker, came shooting in there and hits him in the backfield, and no gain on the play again, brings up 3rd down from the 9.
Good defensive play up front for West Valley both times, both plays in a row. Now Blauman comes back into the lineup.
Well, they've shown that they like to shoot those gaps. They like to do, and I think you call that a run blitz right there where Patrick came from. The 6'3", 220-pound senior just latched on to the running back for the Panthers, held him to no gain. So 3rd down and goal coming up from the 9. Panthers bark a play, and we got a flag coming down again, and this time they're going to say it's against the defense. So Wenatchee comes to the line of scrimmage. He sets the offense, goes, huh, or it makes some sort of sound. I'm not sure what it is.
Probably close.
And then everybody stands up.
Right.
And when that happens, the defense jumps. And I kind of agree with the West Valley coaching staff. Probably not happy about that because it does seem like they're
ready to go in motion or something. Yeah, it does. They're ready to do the play, run the play.
That penalty is the 4th of the 1st quarter here for 20 yards against West Valley. Gives Wenatchee a manageable 3rd and goal from the 4 now. After the mark-off, snap back to Sermon, rolls to his right, looking in the corner of the end zone. The ball caught, and a touchdown for Wenatchee on the grab over on the far side of the field. Hard to tell
Carlson,
right now. Darius Carlson with the catch for Wenatchee and the touchdown.
Cam Sermon remains perfect in this quarter, and now 2 touchdowns under his belt to show for it as well, following that great performance last week.
Sermon to Carlson, believe it or not, only Carlson's 2nd touchdown reception of the season. Wenatchee faked the extra point last time and got the 2-point conversion. This time, Fadas Nasser does kick it through the uprights, and it is a 22-0 lead for Wenatchee. And you could knock me over with a feather if you would have told me that.
Right.
We will take a 60-second break and come back. In the 1st quarter, 2:18 to go. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCW Life Channel.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life Channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
Oh, no.
2:18 left here in the first. All Wenatchee 22-0 over West Valley on a 9-yard touchdown pass. Make that a 4-yard touchdown pass from Sermon to Carlson. Extra point is good. Short kick again. This one fumbled, and it is covered by West Valley at the 35-yard line. It went off of the thigh pad of the upman, Stephen Ferris. He's able to cover it, however, and West Valley will have it. Got to feel like they're snake bit so far on the road tonight.
Oh, yes. How about Nate Blauman? So far in this first quarter, 5 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown. It's been the Nate Blauman show. They should just call him Nate Plowman, the way he's been playing tonight.
Nice one, Grant. I like that.
Took me all break to come up with that.
That drive, by the way, 11 plays, 84 yards. Sermon to Carlson capped it 22-0. Wenatchee on top. Spencer Jolly, though, explosive player. He wants to go for it all right here. Looking for Reggie Harris. Overthrows him at the 35-yard line. Had a step on the defender. Downfield covering for Wenatchee was Gavin Corrigan. Had some help over the top. Had him, but missed him.
He did have him. There's no doubt about that. And he had time to throw this time, which he hasn't had a lot of this quarter. Jolly is struggling here. 3 out of 8 now in this first quarter for only 14 yards.
Yeah, I think he connected on his first 2.
He did.
Only 1 since. Second down 10. Ball is shaded to the right side of the field as West Valley moves it here from the 35 of the Rams. Backing up into the shotgun is Spencer Jolly. He'll get the snap. Here comes the pressure. Throws out in the flat and incomplete.
Boy, Harris wants that back.
Boy, some big pressure coming through as Jaden Christofferson was there. Also Derek Graham coming in on a jailbreak towards the quarterback.
Boy.
3rd down and 10 coming up from the 35.
I think the Panthers are thinking, you're not the only ones that can blitz here. And they put on a blitz there, and it's not the first one we've seen tonight.
Well, one thing by the offensive line for the West Valley Rams, it's one thing to set up a screen pass, but you got to block for a second.
Right.
Nobody blocked it all that time. As Jolly gets a snap, rolls left, throws with the right hand, the ball caught over there, and a first down, a gain of 13 yards on the pass play to Colby Kitt as he's taken out of bounds out near the 48-yard line.
That was a nice throw and catch over there on that sideline. That's not an easy throw for a quarterback, a right-handed quarterback, rolling to his left and then hitting a sideline pass to the receiver. Good throw.
Kitt will come to the wide side of the field this time. He's got 2 receivers over there. Vandebrake also. Now a handoff to Harris. Harris breaks through, gets it to the 40,
Look
cuts
out.
back at the 35, 30, 25, and then finally tackling him down with Sebastian Esquivel, but give him a gain all the way to the 16-yard line.
Boy, and that showed his quickness right there. Harris, once he got through that first line of defense, it was off to the races into the secondary, and a nice gain for West Valley, now in business.
Down to the 16-yard line. They're going to quickly head to the line of scrimmage here. Turn, handed to Harris again. Tried to spin at the line of scrimmage. Got it to the 15. And that was it. I'm trying to do the math here, Grant, to help you out a little bit.
I know.
Okay,
got lost there.
50 minus 16 is 20, 30, 36 yards on that running play. Goodness, it's been a while since I've been pressed to the task with math live on television, for goodness sakes. Where's our spotter? Where's that big budget that we're supposed to have? Second down and 9 coming up from the 15. Jolly rolls to his right, throwing for the corner of the end zone. The ball incomplete. And getting a little bit late out of his break was Colby Kitt as he was defended down there by Dalton Thomas. Good coverage by Thomas, and Kitt just a little late on that timing pattern.
You're right, it was there. I like the play call as well, but good coverage too in the end zone by the Panthers.
Wenatchee, reminder, they have 3 shutouts going in a row here.
Right.
Have not given up a point since early September. 3rd down coming up from the 15-yard line. Panther defenders trying to get the crowd into it. Back to pass, Jolly. Pumps left, now throws back right. The ball caught by Reggie Harris on an out rather. Harris to the 5, down to the 2, and he's going to be kept out of the end zone. But West Valley knocking on the doorstep with 1:28 and clock running to the 1-yard line.
Nice 14 yards again for Harris. He's kind of showing his stuff now after an early carry and a fumble, which really wasn't his fault. He's kind of come together here late in this quarter.
Little screen pass to Harris. They do like to throw to him out of the backfield, one of the leaders in all-purpose yardage in the Big Nine. They bring in a second running back as a blocker back. Jordan Bickler is in there now. A bunch formation and a push into the end zone. And finally, the string of 3 in a row without giving up a point is relinquished here by the Panthers as the Rams break through with 1:10 to go on a 1-yard plunge by Spencer Jolly.
And really, Eric, no other decision for West Valley than that. When you have a line that averages about 250-some pounds, that's what you do. You follow the big boys into the end zone, and that's exactly what the Rams did.
Rains continue to come down here heavily at Lee Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl. Colby Kitt is the man to try to tack on the extra point here out of the hold of Vanderbrake. They snap on the way back from the center. Good snap, good spot. The kick away and some pressure, but he's able to get it through, and that will be 7 points on the board for West Valley. We're not done yet. Long way to go in this one. 1:10 to go in the first. Wenatchee 22, West Valley 7. You're watching Big Nine football on the NCW Life Channel. We're back after this.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
The drive for West Valley, 8 plays, 65 yards. A big running play by Reggie Harris. The screen pass to Harris. And then the 1-yard plunge from Spencer Jolly. The extra point makes it a 22-7 game with 1:10 to go here in the first quarter. A line drive kickoff by Kitt will bounce and scamper into the end zone. And Grant, you can't rest here if you're the Wenatchee Panthers. West Valley has shown they have explosive potential. They got a big offensive line. This game is far from over.
Exactly right, Eric. You need to keep your foot on the gas here if you're the Panthers. Go back to what you were doing. Run Blauman, maybe catch him off guard with a quick hitting pass to Carlson or go downfield a little bit, but just keep your foot on the gas and keep doing what you were doing this entire quarter.
Of course, the Panthers have had the ball 3 times, and they've scored on each possession so far in this football game. First down and 10 from their own 20-yard line as Camden Sermon runs the offense. West Valley changing things up defensively up front, trying to match up here. Now a turn, a little end around. The ball fumbled at the 5-yard line and trying to cover it back to the 1. Almost scooting into the end zone was the man back there for Wenatchee as they tried a little trickery that time, and boy, it did not work so well as the ball was fumbled by Jackson Bowles, I believe, for the Panthers.
I don't mind that call so much right there. I really don't. That would have caught West Valley off guard a little bit, but I think the wet ball might have had something to do with that a little bit there.
So the connection between Bowles and Sermon is a loss of 19 yards, the most negative play of the game for the Panthers by far. And this one, now Blauman 8 yards deep in the end zone, 5 yards deep is Sermon waiting for the pass from center. He gets it, turn, handoff to Blauman, and right there in the end zone, the tackle is made, and it's going to be a safety. And give credit up front to Hunter Vickers, and just like that, 2 points more on the board for the West Valley Rams.
And not only that, they get the ball back here as well, as the Panthers will punt it back to West Valley. So the momentum has changed here at the end of this quarter. You said it early, Eric, 22-0. Don't rest on that. And now it's a different ball game.
Vickers just came shooting through the gap there and was able to capture Blauman in the backfield. We haven't seen a lot of leakage by the offensive line up front, but definitely some leakage there. A couple of plays in a row. And negative it goes, and 2 points on the board. And now the Panthers will have to, usually they punt the ball away from their own 25-yard line.
Just what you don't want to do is give a team on the road, once you have them down, some life, and a team that's dangerous on offense, as we've talked about tonight. And now we've got a different game as the Panthers need another stop from their defense.
That basically can be credited as a turnover, as you give up 2 points and now you give up the football. On the free kick is the official terminology here, as the Panthers will have it on the free kick. And I'm sorry, I said the 25. It is from their own 20-yard line. So not only the Panthers giving the ball back, but West Valley, it would appear, would have some really good field position. And watch out for Reggie Harris back there as the return man.
Or Jake Vanderbrake as well, Eric. Both very dangerous.
So the
Jack Vanderbrake.
Vanderbrake. So here we go. It'll be Faris Nasser to punt the ball away. And a high spiraling kick, fantastic punt, and a fair catch called for by Reggie Harris right at the 40-yard line. And as we mentioned, West Valley will get great field position, first down and 10, with 18.1 ticks left here in this first quarter.
Well, now I think really, Eric, it's time to see what the Panther defense is made of. They bent, they broke a little bit, they gave up a touchdown for the first time in 3 games. So we'll see how this plays into their psyche now on this big defensive drive here early in the game.
Well, if you go back to the first game of the season, the Panther defense faced one of the best quarterbacks you'll see in the state, really. Cale Millen threw for 232 yards and 5 touchdowns, picked apart that Panther defense at a 52-0 loss. They go on the road to Lewiston, face another tough quarterback, and now here they face Jolly tonight. A hold going to be called here, and the ball kicked up in the air.
That was a live ball.
Darius Carlson
that went off the foot of a
to
Panther.
The 40, to the 35-30. Up the far sideline he goes, cuts it back to the 15, to the 10, trying to get away from the defense, to the 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown on the interception. 60-yard return for Darius Carlson. We do have a flag down. We'll have to check that penalty.
Right at the 35-yard line. What a return by Carlson. Switching field, the sides of the field, coming from the far side to our side. And it looks like that touchdown's going to stand.
It was a holding call coming against West Valley, and the ball was kicked up in the air by the receiver as it was deflected and then kicked off of his foot as he was going to the ground. And then Darius Carlson expertly picks it off at about the 40-yard line of the Panthers, returns it all the way, crosses his direction at about the 15, and is able to outrace everyone into the end zone. Well, you talked about a test of their mettle. I think it's steel.
It is steel. What great concentration by Carlson, and what a great athlete he is out there.
Little late entry here by Dalton Thomas as a man on the end of the line here for the point after touchdown. Faris Nasser gets it through the uprights, and just like that, it is a 29-9 contest, and that also, by the way, will be the end of our first quarter. By the way, our opening kickoff here in the ballgame tonight was brought to you by Swoboda Photography, creating a custom boutique experience on location or at their studio in Leavenworth. Call 888-6654. That's 888-6654. We'll come back with second quarter action from Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl coming up after 1. Wenatchee 29, West Valley 9. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCW Life Channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
Freedom Mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Sie mir das Problem sagen? Meinen Zylinder überschwimmt. Flute, ich habe mein Fugen verloren. Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragenschlüssel. Hey, you.
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
Well, we wondered what would happen after the safety by West Valley. Momentum seeming to be swinging to the road team here tonight as they trailed at 22-9 with 18.1 seconds left on the clock as they got the ball back at their own 40-yard line. But the first play from scrimmage, a ball kicked in the air and then picked off by Darius Carlson. He returns it 60 yards for the touchdown. The last play of the quarter, all Panthers 29-9. We mentioned we might have a track meet here.
We did.
We'll get a
in
long
our
way to go.
Show, right.
And this ball is kicked, and I don't know if that was on purpose. Fadas Nasser kicked the top of the ball, but maybe it was. And
I think he tried to kick a squib kick there, Eric. It just got a little too high on him and hit the up man, number 52.
Victor Delgado.
Right.
And Delgado.
Great field position.
Yeah, see, as a big man, you always like to show you got hands.
That's right.
That's right. So, good field position, as you mentioned, to their own 46-yard line. Our first, well, let's see, second turnover of the game. So the Panthers now +2 in the turnover margin.
They are. Right? Fumble and interception so far for West Valley.
So the Rams get it with just a couple of ticks off the clock here in the second quarter. Jolly turns, wants to throw downfield. Now got some pressure and going to be taken down on the play. Coming up for the Panther defense was Ronan Haynes. Gets in the backfield and takes him down.
Just shot the gap there on that right side of the offensive line by West Valley and made that great play.
Ronan Haynes has come with his lunchbox here tonight and living in the backfield so far of the West Valley Rams. Second down and long, call it 17 to go, as he'll split his receivers to the wide side of the field left as Vanderbrake and Kitt go out there, pitch out to Reggie Harris, cuts the corner across the 40 out to the 44-yard line. Pretty good job by the defense to converge as Eamon Haugen gets over there along with some help from Chase Lloydhammer. It'll be 3rd and 11 coming up from the 45.
Pretty nice block, too, by Grant Pickett, the left guard for West Valley, the junior. Sprung Harris for that 6-yard gain.
They have gone the way of Isaac Madrigal once, and now they bring him to the left side of the field. Back to pass, Jolly looking, now throwing the ball. Caught over there. Oh, he dropped it right in his hands, and then betwixt his fingers, it slips. Colby Kitt can't hang on to it. It's a 4th down and 11.
And that by no means was Jolly's fault. He put some zip on that, and it was right on target.
Well, we talked before the ball game, and as we came up to the press box, about slick conditions.
Right.
Maybe not footing, but definitely trying to hold on to that football, and I think that was case in point there. Kitt, the man who just had the ball go between his fingers, will drop back to punt now for West Valley. Boy, what a swing of momentum. It looked like the Rams were going to have it all as they score a touchdown after a couple of big plays offensively. They get the big defensive stop and then a safety, but then all Panthers now. And a punt attempt here for Kitt, and the ball is blocked, and then picking it up, I think that's Fadas Nasser. He'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown on the return after the block of 27 yards. And the swing of momentum is an avalanche in purple.
Nasser didn't even get touched coming from his outside position on that punt. And when you get those rugby-style punters that roll out to punt, he rolled right into Nasser where he came from that end and made the block.
Beautiful play, and the Panthers in the end zone again, and we're not even 2 minutes into the second quarter. 35-9, our score right now with the extra point to come. And the Panthers again without a man on the point after touchdown. Coach Devereaux told me they did have some flu bug going through the team, and I don't know if they're missing some of their special teams players.
It's a couple weeks now.
Yeah, it is. This kick is up and through, and so we will take a 60-second break and come back. 10:36 to go in the first half. Wenatchee 36, West Valley 9. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCW Life Channel. Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
The Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Well, another turnover issued by the Wenatchee Special Teams unit this time on a blocked punt, and the return of 27 yards by Fairless Nasser, and the extra point makes it a 36-9 contest with 10:36 to go here in the first half.
So we've seen a block punt for a touchdown, an interception for a touchdown, and a safety, and we're just getting going here in the second quarter.
Man, I'll tell you what. The kickoff duties this time will be done by Sebastian Esquivel, as he will approach, put the foot into it, a high short kick, going to be taken by the up man for the Rams. Reverses his direction across the 30 and taken down there, as it was Ashton Willie on the kickoff return. A little extracurricular out here between a Panther and a Ram. It was Jefferson Martinez, the Wenatchee Panther, tying it up out there literally with Connor Cook for West Valley.
He is lucky he didn't get a penalty right there.
And Cook give him 2 points on the takedown.
Little frustration maybe on the Rams sideline right now. I don't blame them. The offense tried to come back. When a Panther defense just playing outstanding football. There is a penalty on that too.
They'll put it back at the 30-yard line. Actually, that's where he was tackled down, so no penalty on that play.
That's right.
So it'll be first down for the Rams at the 30. Spencer Jolly not feeling so jolly right now. Throws out of the backfield, the ball caught at the 30, but then quickly converging for the Panthers is Darius Carlson.
Wow, that was a great tackle. No gain. Jolly not having the greatest first half, that's for sure.
Jason Rodriguez, the receiver on that one. That will not help your yards per catch when you're caught immediately after you make the catch. As Jolly this time will send 3 receivers to the wide side of the field, nearest our camera's right. Jolly about 3 yards back of the backfield in the shotgun, gets a snap from center, pressure again, steps up in the pocket, throws the ball, caught, and then immediately caught and tackled, and guess who? 2 in a row for Darius Carlson as he stops Isaac Madrigal. No gain on the play.
And that is textbook tackling in this day and age of football. He didn't lead with his head. He led with his right shoulder, wrapped up, and that's how you tackle.
Darius Carlson tells Isaac Madrigal, no soup for you. Third down and 10 from the 30. It just seemed like it. You know, from the 30, back to pass Jolly. Again, pressure, throwing downfield, way over his intended target. Down at the Wenatchee 40 was Colby Kitt. But again, pressure in the backfield, and give credit to the men up front for Wenatchee.
I was just going to say that. Once again, Lloyd Hammer was in there for the Panthers, and once again, Ronan Haynes. And those 2 players have been a force on this Panther defense in this first half.
Rains continue to fall. Cool temperatures in the upper 40s. The clouds looked snow-like today in north central Washington, as we did get some snow in the higher elevations. And now Kitt will drop back to punt this ball away. And we're going to have this blown dead before they can even start it, because the man on the far side, Vandenbrek, tried to break early. And the snap wasn't even away from center. So 5 yards going to be whistled here against the Rams. And boy, when it rains, it pours, literally and figuratively, for the men out of the Yakima Valley right now.
We thought we might get lucky, Eric, during our pregame show. It was just kind of misting a little bit, but boy, did it pick up in that first quarter.
We've got to get a hold of that weatherman for the NCW Life channel and find out what the heck happened there.
I did predict this. Just
you did. Yes, you did. All right, Kitt will be inside his own 15. Let's see if the Panthers bring pressure. If they lead at 36-9 with 9:14 to go, they do. And he gets the punt away. It will take a West Valley bounce, and then everybody getting away from it as Dalton Thomas will eyeball it, and it will finally come to a rest at the 30-yard line. And
almost
that's where
a 50-yard kick there. Nice kick.
Panthers will have it. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Global Car Care, a quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians celebrating 25 years in the car care business. They speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. Also by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders, and construction company for North Central Washington includes general contracting, framing, concrete, and consultation services online at onewayconstructionnw.com. With Grant Olson, I'm Eric Grandstrom here on the NCW Life Channel as the Panthers lead it big time here in the first half and look like maybe an end around. No, they'll just hand it off to Blauman running right across the 40. And still on his feet as he spins across midfield and finally drug out of bounds at the 46 of West Valley. Nate Blauman having a career night tonight.
6 carries now, 127 yards for Nate Blauman in this first half. I think last week he had 125 for the game against Moses Lake. What a half for Blauman.
Impressive.
Once again, he did that kind of sidestep move at about the 45, and that sprung him for another 7.
The ball will be at the 47 of West Valley. Back to Pasco Sermon, looking for the end zone, looking for Carlson, and incomplete. Near sideline, asking for a little pass interference down there, but pretty good coverage downfield applied for West Valley by Cy Steele, the 565-pound junior, matched up with the much larger 6'2", 190-pound Carlson. Incomplete, brings up second down.
You got to give Steele some credit. He stayed with Carlson that time, and Carlson is tough to cover. We mentioned his athleticism earlier in the night, and that kid is very quick and's got some good speed, so he's a tough cover out there.
Clock stops on the incomplete pass, 8:43 to go here in the first half. 36-9 Panthers in front. One receiver wide to the left. They'll take both Coons and Carlson and bring him from right to left. Carlson in the slot. Turn, handoff, Blauman left side. Blauman gets around the corner again, and we got a flag down. I think we're going to get a hold on the point of attack over there as Blauman got it near a first down, but I think this one's coming back.
I thought you got hit a little bit late on that sideline as well, but the hold came at about the 45-yard line.
Flag down on the field. Our officiating crew talking it over here. Darius Carlson going over to ask. Mason Brown going to ask, and I think Brown is the one guilty of the hold as the official talks to him over there. So it'll be a 10-yard penalty against the Panthers. That'll be the 4th penalty for 35 yards on the night for Wenatchee. They'll put the ball back on the Wenatchee side of midfield. Second down over again. After the hold.
Second and about 18 or so. Need to get to the 37 of West Valley.
2nd and 18 is the call. They've got 3rd down on the scoreboard, but it's 2nd down. You get that down over again on the holding call against the offense. And what they're going to get first here. Coons moved, but also coming across the line was Ashton Willie.
I think they could get either defensive end for the Rams. I didn't see a Panther jump other than to protect after they already crossed the line of scrimmage.
It's not the NFL. You don't get unabated to the quarterback here.
Then the Panthers did move then, yes.
It will be against the offense, so 2 penalties in a row, and if there's any teeth gnashing that needs to happen at halftime for the Panthers, it is about penalties. 5 penalties now and 40 yards. So that'll go back to the 40-yard line, left hash mark. 2nd down and 25, although we saw Blauman make a big run earlier, and he has certainly shown that he can pop one at any given moment. 2nd down coming up. The Panthers shuffle the deck here and get everybody set. Snap back, handoff. No, they fake the handoff, and Sermon rolling to his right, has pressure, looking downfield. He's going to throw, incomplete in front of Jelsing. Good pressure for West Valley by J.P. Leahy. But we have a flag on the far side of the field. We'll check this one.
And that was a strange flag all the way across the field from where the play was. I didn't see what happened. Blauman was over there. Just didn't see what happened. Weird place for a flag when the play was on this side of the field.
West Valley getting the indication here that if it's against Wenatchee, they're going to decline it. It is an illegal man downfield whistled against the offense. Well, Sermon did roll forever, it seemed, on that play. And apparently one of the linemen got downfield too far. So they'll decline the penalty. It'll be third down from the Wenatchee 40 and 25 yards to go. You don't have too many plays in the playbook where you go, third and 25. Let's dial this one up.
Well, as you said earlier, Eric, Blauman's had runs of 55, 21, 21, and 24 tonight.
Yeah, so hand it off to Nate Blauman.
Hand it off to Blauman.
Yeah, sure. There you go. That's not a secret, for goodness sakes. Rams coming up. They want to blitz. They throw a swing pass out to Blauman on the far sideline. Blauman makes one man miss, makes two men miss, and gets it inside the 45 to the 42-yard line. Brings up 4th and 5. Well, if you're Wenatchee, do you go for it?
Absolutely. They're not going to, though. That's why I'm not coaching, I guess, Eric.
It'll be at the 43-yard line. So what's that? 17 yards on the pass play, and the Panthers will punt, and I think this is their first punt of the ball game. It is.
I think you're right, yeah.
Aside from that free kick on the safety, following the safety, I think West Valley has too many guys on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now they don't have enough.
7, 8, 9. Now they only have 9, so now they're going to have to call a timeout. And we'll take a break as well, as we are straight up at 8 o'clock with 7:13 to go here in the half. 36-9, Panthers lead the Rams. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCW Life Channel. We're back after this.
It's a Frapita Mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frapita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the Mocha Frappitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
So Fados Nasser ready to punt the ball away. Gets a good pass from center. A line drive kick will be taken by Vandenbrake. And man, Grant, I thought maybe he had a good return set up there.
If he would have shaken that first Panther defender downfield, and he would have got a nice gain out of that. Yeah, instead called a fair catch. Break for the Panthers.
The ball be at the 12-yard line. So a, what is that, 31-yard punt?
Yep.
Mrs. Ellis, my third-grade math teacher, would be very proud of me.
Thank you, Mrs. Ellis.
7 to go. First down for West Valley. And, yeah, man, I'll tell you what, it has been a defensive showcase for the Panthers here and the Nate Blauman show here tonight through one half.
Leading rusher and leading receiver for the Panthers so far.
Spencer Jolly back to pass, has pressure, throws out the flat. It was a screen pass set up for Reggie Harris, but again, pressure by the Panthers, this time getting in the backfield. Jax Tucker with a hand up in his face, and Jolly just had to get rid of that ball too early. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
7 for 17 now for Spencer Jolly in this half, Eric, and only 38 yards.
Wow. And Jolly came into the game tonight. I think he was over 50% on this. Well, not quite 50%, but just about. 49 of 102 coming in. Has been picked off for a touchdown tonight. This ball thrown out the flat low, but they're going to give a catch to Madrigal as the ball's across the 15 out to the 17, gain of 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Again, they don't really huddle. West Valley back to the line, but they take their own sweet time and looking over to the sideline to get the play from the coaching staff over there. On 3rd down from the 17 of West Valley. Jolly sends a man in motion. Vandenbrake. Turn, fake the handoff. Ball's loose in the backfield. Going to be covered, I believe. No, Jolly got it back at the 9-yard line. Diving in there, smelling a possible turnover was Jax Tucker. It'll be 4th down for the Rams. And again, little slippery bar of soap back there.
It was, and that is a big play. That's as good as a sack because, well, it is a sack, and 4th down, and they're going to be punting from their own end zone. This could be interesting. It's been kind of an interesting proposition for West Valley tonight.
Loss of, 9 yards,
Yep.
8 yards on the play, back to the 9-yard line. Panthers going to get great field position. Dalton Thomas back in, just outside the 40 to receive this kick from, and a low snap from center, and the runner's going to have to go. Punter's going to be spun down on the play. The ball's loose. The ball's going to be covered by Wenatchee. It won't matter. The Panthers will have it on 4th down. But again, the pressure brought by Wenatchee as squeaking through was Eamon Haugen and company, and a little bit of a low snap, and the punter back there, Colby Kitt, had no chance at all. It goes over on downs. Panthers will have it 1st and goal at the 6.
Absolutely what West Valley did not want to happen right here. They were already in a hole, having to punt out of their own end zone. They at least wanted to get out 30 to 40 yards from the goal line, and Panthers in great position here.
So they'll put the ball actually at the 5 of West Valley. Wenatchee with it. 5:38 to go and going for the end zone, and no pass interference called. Defender fighting over there as the intended receiver was Mason Brown, and the defender on that far side was Jason Rodriguez. Pretty good coverage, I guess you'll say. Incomplete, 2nd and goal from the 5.
That would have been a tough completion any way you look at it, and that's the first incomplete pass thrown by Cam Sermon so far tonight. Hasn't needed to do a lot of passing here.
2nd down coming up from the 5. Clock stops with 5:34 to go here in the first half. Sermon comes all the way over to the sideline to get the call from his head coach, Scott Devereaux. Then gets back, relays it to his offense. They break the huddle, come up, get over the ball at the 5. Sermon takes a snap, turn, handoff to Blauman. Blauman trying to gain the corner. He gets away from one man and dances into the end zone. Touchdown. Good vision by Nate Blauman. Stops on a dime at the 5. The defense goes by him, and he finds a part in the C to make his way to the end zone.
He has such great leg power. He really does. He runs kind of straight up and down, but he's got from the waist down so much power there. That kept him going. That's why he can do kind of those side winding moves, and it's hard to bring Nate Blauman down.
So Nate Blauman with his 2nd touchdown of the night. His 11th of the season for Wenatchee. Panthers up 42-9. We could have a running clock in the 2nd half. How about this? Extra point makes it a 43-9 game with 5:25 to go in the first half. We'll take a 60-second break. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCW Life Channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life Channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
Well, just 2 plays on the drive for Wenatchee. 5 seconds off the clock is all it took. As Blauman takes it in from 5 yards out, the extra point makes it a 43-9 game with 5:25 to go here in the half. By the way, some baseball scores for you. Finals from earlier today. The Astros beat the Indians 7-2 in Houston. Also in the National League Division II playoffs, the Milwaukee Brewers shut out the Rockies today 4-0. They're up 2-0 in that series. And now the kickoff return here across the 20-25, and that's Reggie Harris on the return. Short return held to the 30. So decent field position again. Let me get those other scores here real quick, Grant. And a 3-0 game. The Dodgers leading the Atlanta Braves in the bottom of the 5th inning. Also, it is the top of the 9th in Boston, where the Red Sox trying to hold on to beat the Yankees 5-3. Appreciate you joining us on the NCW Life Channel. Along with Grant Olson, I'm Eric Grandstrom. West Valley football. And offensively tonight, they had one drive where they put together a nice couple of passes and runs, and this pass is too tall for the intended receiver here near side, Jack Vanderbrake. And the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 10 from the 30, but really not much else offense here tonight for West Valley.
You know, it's got to be so frustrating for this offense. They do have some talented players out there, but every time they kind of get something going, like that interception off of foot and things like that, some other things have just kind of hampered drives for West Valley tonight.
Well, when you're playing well, as the Panthers are right now in this streak, you get those bounces. Handoff Harris, look out across the 35-40. He's out to the 45-yard line, still dragging tacklers as he gets it to the 47. Best run of the night for Reggie Harris. And a 1st down for West Valley, and a Panthers slow to get up on the play.
17 yards for Harris on that play. Nice hole over the left side of the line, and then it was all Harris after that. And that quickness and speed that he possesses, nice 17-yard run.
Fadis Nasser is going to have to come out of the lineup here as J.J. Jelson comes in for him. I think he knocked
one
the
right
wind
in
out
his
of him.
sternum.
Yeah, I think he landed on the foot of the ball carrier, Reggie Harris, there as he made the tackle. 1st down and 10 for West Valley at the 47 of the Rams. Spencer Jolly trying to get something going here offensively. Turn, handoff to Harris. Harris bounces around the 50 to the 45-40. Up the sideline he goes before he's finally tackled out of bounds. And another big gulp of yardage there for Reggie Harris, as they'll put him out of bounds at the Wenatchee 34-yard line.
Chaska John, the tight end, literally tackled a Panther defensive end. I think it might have been Lloyd Hammer right in front of the official. I mean, he landed right on top of him on that tackle.
19 yards on that running play for Reggie Harris. And West Valley has it 1st and 10 from the Wenatchee 34-yard line. 4:51 to go here in the first half. High snap, we're going to get a whistle. I think the offensive line was moving on the right side as they snap the football. And it will be against the Rams. 6th penalty and 30 yards unofficially against West Valley here in the ballgame tonight. So
it's the kind of thing that's been going wrong with this offense tonight, really. They just get something going and then a
shoot
hiccup.
Themselves in the foot.
Right.
So 1st and 15 for the Rams. The man who is in as tight end on the left side of the scrimmage is Chaska John. Turn, hand to Harris. Harris tried to bounce inside, got away from one tackler, and now
nice
a flag
run.
comes down. I think you're finally going to get that hold you've been asking for, Grant, as a tackle is made at the 35-yard line.
And I think it's the player that's helping the Panther up, 57 J.P. Leahy.
And it is a hold, the indication against West Valley. So I'm sure Wenatchee will back him up here. 7 penalties, 40 yards now against the Rams. And, you know, just as you mentioned, they make a positive play and then 2 negative plays in a row. 4:31 to go here in the half. Wenatchee on top, 43-9. West Valley trying to get something going here before half. And again, Spencer Jolly looks over the 4-man defensive front for the Panthers. Gets the snap from the shotgun, pressure on him, going to throw downfield. This ball is up for grabs and nearly intercepted. Nice attempt by Madrigal down there to try to come up over the top of Sebastian Esquivel, but Seabass right there for the defense. It's 2nd down.
That was great coverage. He was looking back at the football. The receiver was looking back, but Esquivel had almost a basketball term, better position over there along the sideline.
So it'll be 2nd down from out at the 47-yard line. 2nd down at 22, by the way. 4 receivers in the formation, 2 left, 2 right here for Jolly. Panthers probably going to pin their ears back. Now he'll throw quickly to the right sideline, and the ball is caught over there but kept in bounds. Nice job by Dalton Thomas with those gold flashing cleats to come up and make the stop on a short gain on the play, and the catch made by Colby Kitts.
And Kitts feeling that one. Nice hit over there on the sideline by the Panthers. You got to make them think about it the next time they're looking back for that football.
Just 3 yards on the pass play to the 44 of the Panthers, so call it 3rd down and 19 now, as Jolly will send 3 receivers to the wide side of the field to the left. Good pass from center, back to pass. Jolly in the pocket, now has pressure, now throws with a man in his face and throws to nobody but the sticks down there, and it'll be a 4th down coming up for the West Valley Rams.
The defensive line, once again for the Panthers, has been just playing lights out. We're talking about Ronan Haynes and Chase Lloydhammer again putting pressure on Jolly that time.
Well, here we go. The Rams going to go for it, and why not? You're down 43-9 in this game. There's 3:45 to go in the half. You have the ball on the positive side of the 50-yard line. Why not go for it and probably just chuck it up and maybe get a penalty or something here? Jolly gets the snap from center. Takes 3-step drop, throws down over the middle. The ball is high and incomplete, but a flag comes down. And I think pass interference going to be called here against the Wenatchee Panthers.
Looked like pretty good coverage initially. I think Gavin Corrigan in defense there.
Vanderbrake was the intended receiver. I think it was Jaden Christofferson, number 12, for Wenatchee on the coverage. And it will be pass interference against the defense, and that will be an automatic 1st down. I think that's number 12 that was in the coverage, Jaden Christofferson.
That's why they went for it, Eric, and you said it. Maybe a pass interference call, get them a 1st down, something positive happening. Now it has for the Rams offense.
So the penalty will take it all the way down to the Wenatchee 29-yard line. It will not be an automatic 1st down. I apologize. I'm thinking NFL there. So 55 yards and penalties now against the Panthers. 4th down manageable here. 4th and 4. Of course they're going for it. Here comes the blitz. Throw out the flat, the ball incomplete, and again pressure. And he was called for pass interference moments ago. This time, Jaden Christofferson gets in the backfield, puts the pressure on the quarterback, dumps Jolly on his can as he gets rid of the football. It's over on downs.
Christofferson, I like him from his linebacker position. He's got speed. He's lanky enough to shed blockers and made a great play there.
So Wenatchee will get the ball with 3:35 to go here in the half. And if you're Coach Scott Devereaux, do you sit on this or do you just go for it?
I would go for it.
Of course, that's why we're up in the booth.
Right.
They'll move Coons from left to right and then turn, hand it off to Blauman. Blauman gets behind his blockers, but then is grabbed and spun down in the backfield. And a rare play, we could say, by Seth Jacobs up front for West Valley. It'll be a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11 coming up.
I think it's first loss of yards. In fact, it is for Blauman tonight. Has done everything right carrying the football.
The only other one was the tackle for a loss on the safety in the end zone. 2nd and 11 coming up as the rain continues to fall here. Sermon back to pass. Has time, throws the ball. Picked off. The other way. Here comes Spencer Jolly to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Puts his shoulder down and runs into the end zone on the interception return. Touchdown from 25 yards out. And Jolly sniffed that one all the way.
And Sermon didn't even see him that time and threw it right to Jolly. And that's kind of age right there, youth a little bit for Sermon. Kind of threw into, I think Jolly was sitting back a little bit in coverage, kind of watching Sermon's eyes, and he telegraphed that one. 6 points, Rams.
So that will put a little life into the visitors on this wet night with under 3 minutes to go in the half. Well, we wondered how many turnovers we might get in this ball game, and that's, what, our 3rd or 4th here of the contest.
2 for West Valley, 1 for the Panthers.
So it'll be Colby Kitt to try to kick the extra point here, and now we're going to get the defense, I think, moving across the neutral zone, and a flag comes out, and it will be a penalty against the Panthers. We'll see if West Valley wants to move it closer, maybe go for 2 here. Coaching staff on the far side of the field says yes, we will take half the distance to the goal, so that is officially a 1.5-yard penalty.
The lineman just shuffled up a little bit.
7 penalties and 56.5 yards now for Wenatchee here in the game.
They're going for it.
And they will go for the 2-point conversion. Vanderbrake in the backfield. A direct snap to him.
Wildcat.
He'll roll right, then throw back left, and the ball is caught wide open with the catch in the end zone for the West Valley Rams is Jordan Bickler, and the 2-point conversion is good.
I like that play.
That's a good play.
Fantastic.
With 2:55 to go here in the half. Wenatchee now 43 and West Valley 17. We're back after the 60-second timeout. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCW Life Channel.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
So Spencer Jolly with his 3rd interception of the season, this time returned for a 25-yard touchdown return. The extra point, 2-point conversion is good. It's a 43-17 game and a high end-over-end kickoff going to be taken by Thomas at the 5, 10, 15 on the return. As they go far side, spin around, try to get away from the would-be tacklers, and is finally tackled down at the 19-yard line. That's where Wenatchee will have it. First down and 10 with 2:47 to go. And, well, Grant, we mentioned, will Coach Devereaux go for it? They did, but I guess the only knock on Camden Sermon, being a young quarterback, is sometimes, like we saw last week against Moses Lake, he might telegraph those passes.
And he did. He looked at this side of the field the whole time on that interception, and the veteran that Jolly is made that easy pick.
So the Panthers back on offense here. Here comes West Valley cheating up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to turn, hand it to Blauman. Blauman is met immediately in the backfield as they got big penetration there. And defensively that time for the Rams, scooting through was Ashton Willie. We've called his name a couple of times tonight to loss all the way back to the 15-yard line.
Last 2 carries for Nate Blauman, -7 yards.
Not the trend that the coaching staff wants to go into the locker room with here, and maybe one of those get your attention things that Coach Devereaux and company can use at halftime. 2:15 left in the half. Blauman, again, he barks, and then the whole offensive line does that old Dallas Cowboy shift almost. And, Sermon does that. Now Sermon throwing back over, and the ball caught by Coons. Boy, that's a dangerous pass from left, back, right, across the whole field. But Coons comes up with a nifty grab out to the 25-yard line. It'll bring 3rd down up.
Nice 10-yard gain, and that was athleticism once again by Coons. I love how he plays out there. He's a great blocker and athletic tight end.
Well, they're going to give a timeout here to West Valley. Why not try to make a stop here and get the ball back with some time before the half? Our broadcast brought to you in part by The Windmill, a time-tested restaurant providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Open 7 days a week, 4:30 to 9. Call 509-665-9529. Also by Charter College. Charter Types find solutions. Are you a charter type? They work to get you to work. Give them a call at 509-415-3576. And by Walkabout Grill, where eating out is eating healthy in downtown Wenatchee and in downtown Leavenworth. Small crowd on hand here tonight on a wet one at Lee Bofto Field. The band has been kneeling on the sidelines for about 25 minutes here. Their one knee has got to be soaking wet, if not their entire bodies right now.
It is soaked out here tonight. It hasn't stopped since kickoff.
Those marching band hats, do they have the little poofs?
Those
poofs would be like a
They should have little pop-up umbrellas on the top.
They should. The bad snap, but Sermon gets it rolling to his left. He's got room to run, and he will, and then slide down right at the 30.
Boy, that's going to be close.
Let's see if they give him a first down. And we're going to get a timeout taken by West Valley again. And I believe he's going to be short of the first down. Yeah, they're going to mark him back at the 28.
That wasn't a very good spot.
I don't think so either. So 4th coming up for Wenatchee. And the timeout stops the clock with 1:43 left. Appreciate you joining us here tonight on the NCW Life Channel. Hey, a reminder of what we have coming up next week. If you are curious about your political races here locally and statewide, then be sure and join us for a 2018 Candidates Forum presented by NCW Life, Coho 101.1, and the Wenatchee World. And our title sponsors, Jeffers, Danielson, Son, and Aylward. This will be at the New America Performing Arts Center, 7 o'clock Wednesday night, October 10th. We'll broadcast live right here on the NCW Life Channel and streaming on our website as well. We'll have all of the local candidates as well as candidates for state office joining us at the PAC. So be sure to join us for that. Panthers going to go for it. And we're going to get a flag down first, and I think this is coming against the offense. And it is a procedure call against Wenatchee, so this might change the...
I think it will.
Well, no, they're just going to say straight offsides, whistle against Wenatchee. So somebody lined up too far forward.
That's odd on offense, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So 8 penalties now and 62 yards against the Panthers tonight.
Got to kick this one.
And now they'll bring the punt unit out. Wise choice. The punt return man this time will be James Morton. Now, he's not one that we list on the depth chart for West Valley. So I would say West Valley might be going for the block here. 4th down and 6.
Yeah, Van de Break and Harris, Eric, both returners
Here
rushing.
they come, and Nasser got the ball away, but had to shorten up his leg to do it. It takes a sideways bounce and will roll Rams' way, and the Panthers barely got that punt away. Short punt with the pressure. West Valley will have it with 1:27 to go here in the half and have good field position at the Wenatchee 37-yard line.
Now we can see once again, what this Panther defense made of. 3 shutouts, that went by the wayside tonight. They've given up a few scoring plays, not a lot. They played very solid tonight. But this is a big defensive stop. I know it's kind of a blowout on the scoreboard right now, but this could give West Valley a lot of momentum with a score here.
Absolutely, and we've talked about their explosive capabilities. So Spencer Jolly off the sideline will come in with dry hands now and try to find a receiver. He does in Harris, but Harris is tackled down, dropped the football, and it's loose, but I think the Rams got it back. And how about the follow and scamper there for Lloydhammer coming away with the tackle?
He's so lanky. He's really hard to deal with as a defensive end. Doesn't have a lot of weight to him. He's tall. It's about 6'4", and just very lanky.
And dropping the ball is Jolly, and now he's going to throw, trying to get it in the screen pass that they originally were trying to set up. And they're having a lot of hand problems with the ball here tonight. That'll bring up 3rd down.
That one would probably make the blooper reel if they had one of those.
Yeah, that reminded me of, what was it, the Miami punter?
Garo Upremian.
That tried to throw the ball, and it
That's
just,
right.
Whoop. And of course, we saw Dave Craig do that plenty of times in a Seahawk uniform as well.
He only fumbled a few times. Come on.
It's just because his hands were small, as he'll tell you. 3rd down and 12 coming up for the Rams. Panther fan base trying to make a lot of noise. Now the throw down on the flat, the ball is caught and taken out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Is the receiver here, Van de Break. That's, I think, his first catch of the game.
Second catch. Caught 1 for 4 and this 1 for 5.
They're going to be short of the 1st down, however, as they'll put the ball at the 33. A 6-yard gain is all on that pass play from the 39 to the 33.
That was a nice pass, though. Just floated it in there perfect to Van de Break to Jolly.
And we'll see what West Valley decides to do here. They're going to try a field goal.
Well, another crew came in.
Their field goal kicker is really good, but he doesn't have a tee, so they finally get the tee out here. And this will be a lengthy field goal attempt. They're going to put it down at around the 40-yard line. So this will be a 50-yard field goal attempt by Colby Kitts out of the hold of Jack Van de Break. With 54 seconds left in the half. Snap back is high, the spot down, the kick away, and this one I think is going to be short, and the return man in the end zone will catch it. And in high school, you cannot return it out of the end zone, so the Panthers will have it at the 20-yard line on the field goal miss from 50 yards out.
Well, you have a good kicker. That's not a bad call right there, really. You're still pinned Wenatchee back at their own 20-yard line. That's not a bad call.
Yeah, basically as good as a punt, if you will. So Wenatchee will have it 1st down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. with 47 seconds left. Rams are out of timeouts here. I think you kneel down, you go get in the locker room, try to dry off and get a little warm because it is chilly out there right now. Upper 40s we figure, and rain just constantly coming down. So the victory formation here basically to wind down the first half of play. Snap is back, and I think they'll have to snap it one more time here before the end of the half. Give Sermon a loss of a yard on the kneel down. Well, been an interesting first half. I don't know if you call it entertaining, but definitely interesting here, Grant Olson.
Oh, without a doubt. It's been fun to watch. We thought there'd be fireworks, and there has been in just one half of play.
Yeah, 43-17 our score as the Panthers will snap it one more time, take a kneel down, and that will be our first half of play. Still a lot of football to be played. We will not have a running clock, at least not to start anyway, in the second half. As the Wenatchee Panthers will head to the locker room, so too will the West Valley Rams. And the fans, I'm sure, will head over to the concession stand and try to grab a warm cup of coffee, a hot chocolate, something to warm up on this wet and chilly night. We'll take a break and come back here from halftime at Lee Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl, where the Panthers lead the Rams 43-17. You're watching Big Nine football on the NCW Life Channel.
Können Sie mir das Problem sagen? Meinen Zylinder überschwingen. Flute, ich habe mein Fuken Velo. Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragen schließen. How you?
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life Channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider, also living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frappuccino.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha frappitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Welcome back once again to Lee Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl, where the Applettes dance team is entertaining here at halftime in the driving rain on this Friday night, as October is here and fall has definitely announced its presence. And the Wenatchee Panthers have also announced their presence as a team to deal with and reckon with in the Big Nine as they lead it 43-17 here at halftime, Grant Olson.
Because every game is so important this season, considering one team goes to the playoffs out of the Big Nine. A loss tonight for West Valley, they probably knew that. They're pretty much eliminated in this Big Nine race. It would be their third loss in the season. And Wenatchee's playing like a team that it really wants it. The defense is solid. They have a solid running game in Blauman, who had a fantastic first half. We'll get to that in a little bit. But they played solid football, and special teams have been great tonight as well.
Absolutely. Let's take a recap of that first half, if I can, possibly, as West Valley would get the opening kickoff after Wenatchee won the toss, elected to defer, and a pretty good drive, honestly, for West Valley in that first possession of the ball game. They got to the Wenatchee 45-yard line, but then fumbled the ball away by Harris on a running play. It was recovered by Ronan Haynes, and just like that, Wenatchee gets the ball. First down from its own 45-yard line, and we wondered if we were going to see a lot of Nate Blauman and that was a harbinger of things to come as Blauman rips off a 55-yard touchdown run on the first play from scrimmage. The extra point, good, made it a 7-0 ball game just like that with 9:23 to go in the first quarter. The next possession for West Valley would be a 3-and-out and a punt that was apparently blocked, and we believe it was by Fatis Nasser. Only goes 4 yards. That gives Wenatchee a first down at the West Valley 31-yard line. They would go 3 plays, 31 yards. Sermon would hit Blauman on a 24-yard touchdown, and the 2-point conversion from Brown to Thomas makes it a 15-0 ball game with 7:18 to go in the first quarter. West Valley again would get the ball, 3-and-out, give the Panthers the ball back after a punt on Wenatchee's 16-yard line. Best possession of the first half for Wenatchee as they go chunk down the field. It was Blauman getting him down there mostly on his feet, and then Sermon to Carlson on a 4-yard touchdown pass. The extra point makes it a 22-0 ball game. 11 plays, 84 yards on that particular drive with 2:18 to go in the first quarter. Again, it would be West Valley with the football again. This time they get a couple of big runs. Well, a big run, we'll say, by Reggie Harris, and then a screen pass by Harris that gets him down to the Panther 1-yard line. And Jolly would take it in from a yard out, and momentum seemed to swing a little bit towards the Rams' way as they capped an 8-play, 65-yard drive on the touchdown. The extra point made it a 22-7 contest. The Panthers get the ball back at their own 20-yard line. A mishandled play on kind of a trickery for the Panthers gave them second down from their own 1. The next handoff to Blauman, he was met in the backfield by Vickers, and a safety was called. That made it 22-9 with still in the first quarter with 18.9 seconds left in the first quarter of play. The very next play, well, the Panthers would have to punt the ball away on a free kick, and it looked like West Valley is going to be set up just nicely from their own 40-yard line with great field position and a little momentum swinging their way. But the first play from scrimmage, an interception on a ball that was kicked up in the air by the receiver. Darius Carlson picks it off, rumbles 60 yards on an just amazing interception return for 60 yards. The extra point makes it a 29-9 contest at the end of the first quarter. West Valley again gets the ball back, but 3 plays, and their punt is blocked. And it is a 27-yard blocked punt return by Fatis Nasser for a touchdown. And just like that, any momentum that West Valley had sucked out of their balloon, and it was all Wenatchee 36-9 at that point as we had 10:36 to go in the first half of play. The two teams would punt back and forth, and the Panthers would get it again with great field position on a ball that was a bad snap and a punt that basically went over on downs and gave Wenatchee the ball at the West Valley 5-yard line. Blauman would take it in from 5 yards out. The extra point made it a 43-9 contest with 5:25 to go in the second quarter. West Valley would get field position and would actually put together a nice drive, but then turn it over on downs at the 44 of Wenatchee. Panthers would get the ball and get a little aggressive there towards the end of the half, even though they had a 43-9 lead at that point. Back to pass goes Sermon. He looks to his right the whole way, throws out in the flat, and right there waiting was his counterpart, the quarterback, who also is the middle linebacker for the West Valley Rams, Spencer Jolly, steps in front, picks the ball off at the 25, and returns it for a touchdown. The 2-point conversion from Vandebrake to Bickler made it a 43-17 ball game, and that's where we are here at the half. Yeah. Interesting first half.
Wow, that sounds like a game summary, doesn't it?
It does.
Crazy.
It does. It's almost like we're looking at Canadian football
really
here tonight.
6-man like in Montana, yeah.
Exactly. 43-17 is our score at halftime, and with all of that said, there was a lot of yardage put up as well. We're going to come back with Grant and recap that for you as well here at halftime as the Panthers lead the Rams 43-17. You're watching the Big Nine on the NCW Life Channel. We're back after this 2-minute timeout.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life Channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Well, the Golden Apple Marching Band is exiting Lee Bofto Field here at the Apple Bowl. And again, a stellar performance despite the driving rain. You know, Grant, I used to live right across the street here from Triangle Park, and I was lucky enough to have the band come by my house practicing all the time. And they are just phenomenal.
They are the best in the business. There's no, it's not a joke when we say award-winning Golden Apple Marching Band. They are truly amazing. Because we've seen all the bands from around the Big Nine. They're the best.
Well, it was an amazing first half for the Wenatchee Panthers as they lead it here at halftime, 43-17 in this Big Nine clash with West Valley. Grant, you've been keeping track of the numbers. Let's get a recap of the statistics in that first half.
You know, you mentioned it. It's been the Nate Blauman show for the Wenatchee Panthers in this first half. 10 carries, 124 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And not only that, he also caught 2 passes, 1 for a touchdown. So he actually has 3 touchdowns in this half, 2 catches, 41 yards for Nate Blauman, 165 all-purpose yards for Blauman in that first half. Also getting a carry was Jax Tucker, 1 carry, 2 yards. Sermon carried it once for 4 yards, 130 yards rushing for the Panthers in that first half. Passing the ball, Cam Sermon very efficient in that first half. 9 of 10, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have an interception, converted a 2-point conversion. And 71 yards, a total for the Panthers of 201 total yards. Also a touchdown for Darius Carlson in that first half. He had 2 catches for 8 yards. The Panthers, once again, 201 total yards. Now for the West Valley Rams. On the ground, a good half for Harris. Harris on the ground had 11 carries, 110 yards in that first half. He did have a fumble, 3 carries, minus 14 yards for the quarterback Jolly, although one of those carries was for a touchdown for Spencer Jolly, but not as good through the air for Jolly. 9 of 22 in that first half, 55 yards and an interception. Big receiver for the Rams in that first half was Kit with 3 catches for 20 yards. Total yards for West Valley, 151. And Eric, in this kind of game, 43-17, 201 total yards for the Panthers, 151 for West Valley. You can tell it's been a crazy game just by those numbers.
And all the turnovers, and with the rain continuing to fall here and dampening our surface here on the field turf, you wonder how many more turnovers we'll see in this second half as West Valley is left with just to try to dial up some big plays, and the Panthers, meanwhile, just going to probably try to play ball control here. And we'll see Nate Blauman and his backups, I think, in this second half.
I just don't want the Panthers to go into prevent defense. Keep rushing that quarterback, blitz Jolly. That's what keeps him on his toes, and that's why he ended up being 9 of 22 for 55 yards.
Our broadcast brought to you in part by the Windmill Restaurant in Wenatchee, priding itself on being a local legend for 80 years. The Windmill features slow-roasted prime rib, highest quality hand-cut steaks and fresh seafood. Homemade dressings and pies are made daily and are the mainstay of this legendary landmark restaurant. The Windmill has a full bar and excellent selection of beer and wine from which to choose. Call the Windmill today at 665-9529. That's 665-9529. Also by One Way Construction, founded in 2000. One Way is a premier custom home builder and construction company in Leavenworth, Cashmere, Chelan, Wenatchee, and all of North Central Washington. Whether your projects require general contracting, framing, concrete, or consultation services, they want to be part of your decision-making process. They believe that great communication and customer service plays the most important role of a successful construction project. Find them on the web at onewayconstructionnw.com. The West Valley Rams have emerged from the locker room out into our wet conditions, and so too have the Panthers. And we'll take a 60-second break and get you ready for second half action here at the Apple Bowl tonight, where our score, Wenatchee 43, West Valley 17. We're back after this 60-second timeout.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Können Sie mir das Problem sagen? Meinen Zylinder überschwimmt. Flute, ich habe mein Fugen verloren. Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragenschlussen. Hey, you!
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
Well, Wenatchee won the toss and elected to defer to the second half, and so it will probably be the Panthers on offense to start this second half of football as they lead it 43-17, along with Grant Olson, Eric Grandstrom joining you here live from the Apple Bowl, Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl to be exact. Coming up on our broadcast weekend, tomorrow we will have some volleyball for you. If you missed the match earlier this fall between Wenatchee and Eastmont, it was a 5-game epic classic. And we'll have that for you tomorrow afternoon at 2 right here on the NCW Life Channel. And then last week's Wenatchee-Moses Lake football game will be tomorrow night at 7. And then we're dialing up so Wenatchee Wild Hockey as the hockey team finally has their home game set for next Friday, their first home game of the season, where they will hang the banner and hoist the trophy and collect some rings. We'll give you a little taste of hockey this weekend. 2 o'clock on Sunday, Vernon and Wenatchee from last year. That was the, I think, first home game of the season for last year for the Wild. And then Cowichan Valley and Wenatchee Wild on Sunday at 7 o'clock. So just wetting your whistle with a little hockey coming up Sunday right here on the NCW Life Channel. Then we're back to live soccer on Tuesday as the Wenatchee girls take on Davis here at the Apple Bowl. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen have your play-by-play. Wednesday, as we mentioned, the 2018 Candidates Forum presented by the NCW Life Channel along with Coho 101.1 and the Wenatchee World. And our title sponsor, Jeffers, Danielson, Son, and Aylward, live from the Performing Arts Center. Be sure and join us for the 2018 Candidates Forum Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, right here on the NCW Life Channel. Well, it's a 40-point differential to require a running clock.
42.
Oh, 42.
I think it's 42.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. 42 points. So we have a ways to get there, if we do. 43-17 our score. I know for our camera crew, they're probably hoping for a couple of Panther touchdowns and running the clock. Wenatchee has had a situation with one running clock this year where the whole second half of the game against Mount Boucherie, where Wenatchee scored 70 points. Nate Blauman, by the way, in that game, he had 6 touchdowns in the first half. He finished with 7 on the night. Well, the Yankees tried to come back. Final in game 1 of the ALDS. Boston holds on for the 5-4 win. So the Brewers win, the Astros win, and the Dodgers are up 3-0 over Atlanta. Trying to go up 2 games to none in that one. This kickoff, I think, is going to get out of bounds.
It does.
It does. And so we will have a flag come out. And this by the way, Grant, I mentioned this before, the longest penalty in football. The penalty does not come from where the ball goes out of bounds or anything like that. It's a 25-yard penalty from where the ball was kicked off. So you have your 5, your 10, your 15-yard penalty.
This is also the worst possible way that West Valley could have started this second half, with them giving the Panthers the ball at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, well, it'll be at the 35, first down and 35. 10. As we are underway here, or just about underway. And we'll check to make sure we've got starters all the way around. We do for both teams. And turn, handoff, and it is Blauman running right. And again, some leakage up front as West Valley closes quickly. And the tackle made on Blauman, another negative play for the Panther offense. As that time getting through was the tackle made for the Rams by Stephen Forrest. Lost back to the 32. So second down and 12, make it 13 for the Panthers. Sermon back, throws out the flat, the ball caught out there. And it's Carlson across the 35 as he was looking for the defenders to come to him. He spilled down across the 35 out to the 37-yard line. Third down coming up on the 5-yard pass play for the Panthers.
I think it's important for the Panthers to get Carlson more involved in this offense. Just a couple of catches in that first half, made that great interception on that 60-yard touchdown run, and only caught 2 passes on offense.
10:58 to go, third quarter, 43-17. Wenatchee on top here. Dominant first half for the Panthers. 2 receivers left, 1 wide to the right is Jelsing out here on the near side. Well, near side for us, far side for our cameras.
Haven't mentioned him yet tonight, have we?
No, not at all. Third down long coming up for the Panthers. They turn, hand it off, and this is a different ball carrier, or is that Blauman up the far side? It is. I should just notice, by the way, he kind of turns his hip sideways.
He likes running that way.
He does. We'll call him the sidewinder. As he got it out to the 42, that'll be short of a first down. Some fourth down coming up for the Panthers.
But only the second punt of the night, isn't it? Maybe third punt of the night.
Third punt of the night, I think, for the Panthers here. As Faudus Nasser will come in to punt the ball away. And watch out, they do have some dangerous men back there to return the punt. Nasser's punt, a high spiraling kick, and a fair catch called for by Vandenbrink at the 23. And that's where the Rams will have it. So at 35-yard punt and no return. And Ram football with 10:25 to go here in the third quarter.
And that was a big stop for the Ram defense if they want to get back in this football game. They gave the Panthers great field position at the 35-yard line, held, and now they have a chance at the ball too.
So first from the 23, ball will be on the right hash mark or close to the right hash mark here for the Rams. They've got some fresh bodies out there as Jake Lehman will come wide to the left, and a new quarterback as well. Turn, handoff, and not much happening for Reggie Harris, who's still in there. And Isaac Madrigal, who has played limited as a backup quarterback, is in there now as the signal caller for West Valley. It'll be second down, no gain on the play. In fact, a loss of a yard to the 22.
Interesting change of quarterback right now, isn't it? I mean, I didn't think that Jolly was playing all that badly, and just his experience, you would think he'd want him back there.
Madrigal, a big guy back there, 6'2", 155 pounds, and a sophomore. Back to pass, has the throw in the flat. The ball picked off at the 25-yard line, goes off the intended receiver's hands, intended for Vandenbrink, and the Panthers come away with it. And the interception is made by Wenatchee's Eamon Haugen.
Madrigal's first pass attempt and interception, so I'm thinking they might go back to Jolly on this next possession.
Yeah, not an auspicious way to start, that's for sure. So it'll be Panther football deep in the Rams territory. They'll put it at the 25 going in. And what is that, the third defensive turnover created by Wenatchee here tonight. Jelsing slow to get out there, and now they're going to get, I think, a penalty on the offense here because I don't think Jelsing was quite set as he came in off the bench late, and here was on the numbers nearest the Wenatchee bench, and so another penalty going to be whistled against Wenatchee, and that's something that's going to be an aggravating fact for Coach Devereaux tonight.
How many yards?
Ninth penalty, 67 yards. West Valley's been penalized 7 times for 40 yards here tonight on a wet, cold night. Miserable. You know, you could tell the look. I used to officiate for 10, 12 years here with the Chelan County Officials Association, and I know what that's like. You don't want to go back out there, especially in a game that's 43-17. Back, handoff, Blauman, and he is caught and met in the backfield by Brian Patrick. He's had a pretty decent game for the Rams here, and the tackle made at the 30. No gain on the play. Second down coming up from the 25-yard line, or excuse me, from the 30-yard line after that penalty. Whistled against Wenatchee. Hunter Vickers out there, defensive lineman. He's got too much energy out there.
I saw him doing the Irish dance out there.
Back to pass. Sermon throws over the middle. Incomplete. Tad Coons open, but just threw it too strongly to him. Incomplete pass stops the clock with 8:57 to go in the third, and a 3rd and 15 coming up for the Panthers.
And if that would have been caught by Coons, he might have scored a touchdown there, Eric. He was in full stride at about the 15-yard line. That pass just overthrown. That could have been 6 for Wenatchee.
Wonderful chance to get a talk with Riley Coons in our pregame show here on the NCW Life Channel. Good kid, and I think destined for good things. Back to pass. Sermon going to throw back out here near side to Jelsing. Jelsing dancing his way across the 30. Can't get any more than that, though. It's a good job by the Rams defense to converge. One of the first ones there for West Valley was Kyle Murdoch, and they make a stop after a short gain to the 27. 4th down coming up for the Panthers. Just 3 yards on that comeback play to Jelsing. And the Panthers going to go for it. Yeah, you're too far to kick a field goal.
It's really no man's land, here. Really. Even though in 4th and 12, not the ideal down and distance, but.
Well, you got to work on it. Panthers want to find themselves in a position end of the season to be atop the standings. Pressure here for Sermon, dancing away from 2, from 3, bumps into his own man at the 25-yard line, and then finally is dropped. And that was just jailbreak situation here for the West Valley defense as they make a stop and a go over on downs at the 25-yard line.
I'll tell you, Sermon did all he could just to get that 1-yard gain. That was a nice run by the young quarterback. It could have been about a 3-yard loss.
So all said and done, where the Panthers got the ball is where they give it back to West Valley at the 25-yard line. 8:04 left here in the third as the Rams get their second possession of the second half. And again, they'll keep with that backup quarterback as it is Isaac Madrigal back to pass, looks left, now got pressure, now going to go down on a sack on the play. Panther defense smelling blood in the water.
8-yard loss on that sack.
Give Haugen some credit on that one. Also in the backfield, I believe, for the Panthers again, Ronan Haynes, Derek Graham was there. I mean, you could spread it between 3 guys on that sack. Loss is all the way back to the 17-yard line. Loss of 8 yards on that play. And Madrigal's wondering, hey, Spencer, can you come back out here and quarterback? Pumps, rolling to his right, throwing downfield. The ball is caught, and it's going to be enough for a first down and more. As coming up with a catch was Colby Kidd out across the 40 to the 44-yard line.
Nice 27-yard play that time by the Rams, and that's what they needed. That's for sure. Down big right now. A little spark plug play from the backup quarterback.
Madrigal's got good size to look downfield. They got him out of the pocket away from the pressure that time and quickly gets a snap back, then throws out the flat. The ball caught over there by Harris. Up the sidelines, he'll trip out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. Gain of a couple of yards on first down. Well, a couple of positive plays if you're looking for the silver lining here for West Valley as the clock winds with 7:12 left here, and they'll actually stop the clock on the play out of bounds. 2nd and 8 for the Rams, ball right hash mark. Snap back to Madrigal, and he ran into Reggie Harris, and you're going to have that sometimes with the backup quarterback getting a snap and a little miscommunication in the backfield. Loss on the play of 2-3 yards back to the 43.
Nice break for the Panthers. That brings up 4th down now and about 11, right at about the 48-yard line. It is 3rd down. I'm sorry.
Yep. 3rd down coming up. Jake Lehman will split out to the wide left Two receivers wide right. Madrigal gets the snap, rolls to his right, throws downfield. A good pass. The ball caught over there on the sideline, and it's going to be good enough for a first down. And that ball had some zip on it.
Wow, that was a great throw by the sophomore. Got great protection that time. Wasn't under a lot of pressure, so he got to set his feet and make a nice throw.
13-yard pass play to the Wenatchee 46-yard line, and the catch over there made by Colby Kitts. I think he's been the most productive receiver for the Rams in this game. Handoff to Reggie Harris, cuts back inside a block outside and leans his way forward down to the Wenatchee 40-yard line. Gain of 6 yards.
He's a good runner, isn't he?
He is. And he sets his blockers up well.
Kind of get that Le'Veon Bell thing going. Very patient at the line of scrimmage.
5'10", 175-pound junior. Lines up a couple of steps behind Madrigal. Again, Isaac Madrigal now taking over at quarterback here in the second half. Snap back to Madrigal. Throws the ball. Is blocked down. And Lloyd Hammer got the left hand up. Knocked that ball away. Falls incomplete. Brings up third down.
Use that 6'5" frame and those long arms to block that, and that is such a great technique for defensive linemen. You have to do that. If you're not going to get to the quarterback, get those hands up, and he did a perfect job of that there.
Lloyd Hammer at that size at 6'5", when he reaches up, I think he scraped the clouds.
He made the rain stop for a second.
Back to pass, jailbreak with a blitz. A nice play call as they get it out to Harris on the screen pass to the 30, 25, cuts back at the 20, look out to the 15, to the 10-5, and pushed into the end zone from behind. It's a 40-yard pass play to Reggie Harris.
Set up nicely, that screen, wasn't it? Perfectly. You let the defensive line of the Panthers come in at you, and there's a little bit of a blitz too, so linebackers had free run. Nobody covering Harris. Then he used that speed to score on that 40-yard touchdown.
Well, Grant, I hate to tell you this, but it's a 20-point differential right now, and still a lot of game to go. 17, almost 18 minutes left of this game on a wet night here at the Apple Bowl. The extra point by Colby Kitts coming up for the Rams. Spot is down, the kick away, and it is good. We will take a 60-second break and come back with 5:54 to go in the third. It is now Wenatchee 43, West Valley 24. We're back after this.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial in-home care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
5:54 to go here in the third. West Valley with a score makes it a 43-24 contest, and a squib kick trickles down inside the 20. Look out, Panthers need to get on it. They finally do at the 14-yard line. Dalton Thomas on the return will get it up near the 19, but pretty decent coverage here by West Valley. The Rams, by the way, with that drive, 8 plays, 75 yards, only 2 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock. Of course, the big play, the third down, 40-yard pass play from Madrigal to Harris on a screen pass. Extra points, good, and with 5:54 to go at that point, 43-24, just a 19-point differential with a lot of time to go.
Madrigal already 4 of 5, 80 yards so far, and 1 interception since replacing Jolly.
Panthers with it, first down at their own 19-yard line with 5:49 to go here in the third. Handoff, and again, there is no place to go for Blauman as he gets pressure in the backfield again. And again, I think it's Patrick who gets in there defensively for the Rams.
That was a bad handoff right there, and I think a little bit of a slippery ball. The ball fell to the turf. Blauman picked it back up, but too late to really get any positive yards.
They're going to put the loss all the way back to the 14-yard line. Goodness.
4 carries, -1 yard for Blauman in the second half.
This drive started at the 19. It's now 2nd down and 16 to go. Sermon throws out the flat, and this ball is going to be incomplete as it is underthrown to J.J. Jelsing. And it will bring up a 3rd down for Wenatchee, and the clock stops with 5:08 left.
Speaking of the flat, the Panthers are flat right now. They really are. They came out a little flat. I think they kind of rested just a little bit. I hate to say that on this lead. West Valley came out, scored right away. We've got a different ball game, Eric.
We certainly do. If the Panthers can't do anything with this 3rd down, and what you can't do here is turn the ball over. So you got to be a little careful on the play calling here and the execution on 3rd down and 16, but 5 free yards going to come here for the Rams. We saw that in the first part of the game where the Rams were just a little bit too eager on the defensive front as Connor Cook. Again, that's about the 3rd time he's jumped off sides.
Plus, they were bringing a corner blitz that time. They blitz all the time, as we mentioned at the top of the show, but corner blitz was coming.
So it makes it a little more manageable. The ball still behind the sticks here at 3rd and 11 for the Panthers. Sermon back to pass again. Rolls to his left, throw down over the middle. The ball caught by Coons, even though it was thrown a little high.
I think it was intended for Brown. I really do.
The ball caught by Coons, and it's going to be shy of the 1st down as he'll be tackled down at the 25-yard line.
I think Coons just snatched that right out of the air when it was intended for Mason Brown, who was a little bit farther downfield, closer to that 1st down marker.
So 4th down coming up for the Panthers in a punting situation as Fadas Nasser is back to punt. No pressure this time. High kick and a fair catch called for by Vanderbrake, and he will snap it at the 36, and that's where West Valley will have it 1st down and 10. Well,
interesting.
Interesting here. We've seen that quite a bit about this game.
Yes, we have.
Our broadcast, by the way, brought to you in part by the Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube, including front and 4-wheel alignment online at alignpros.com or at 182 Eastmont Avenue. Also by Automoca. What's your Automoca emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the valley, including the only Automoca with inside seating on 5th Street across from the college. Well, here we go. New quarterback, new life, and a handoff to Harris. Duked inside, then goes outside, and gets it across the 45 all the way out to the 48-yard line, gain of 12 yards. And just like that, West Valley has found an offense.
Great job of blocking on that right side of the line. You're right, Eric, that offensive line and defensively. West Valley looks rejuvenated now here late in this 3rd quarter.
4 minutes left of the 3rd as Isaac Madrigal has taken over at quarterback for Spencer Jolly. Back to pass, looking left, now has pressure, now going to be taken down in the backfield, and again it's Ronan Haynes getting back there for the Wenatchee Panthers. Got some help to finish him off from Omar Cruz back at the 42-yard line, loss of 6 yards.
I've noticed Omar Cruz from his defensive lineman position has made some plays tonight. Only 5'10", 190, and only a sophomore. This kid's going to be a great player.
Rams quickly out of the huddle with 2 receivers wide either side for Madrigal here. 4-man defensive front for Wenatchee. They're setting up that screen pass again. They do to Harris. Harris gets a block across the 45. Lost the ball. It's loose on the ground. Panthers after it. And no, I think it went out of bounds. The officials, I saw a ball go tumbling out of bounds over there, and it will be West Valley football.
What a break.
Wow, that ball came high out of the hands of Reggie Harris. We've got a Ram that's shaken up on the play. Their big offensive center, Hunter Vickers. Well, that is huge. You don't want your center to go out. It's a 3rd down coming up from the Wenatchee 48-yard line after a gain on the play of, 10 yards. Madrigal looking at a possible blitz from Wenatchee. They drop back. Madrigal pressure. Now looking to scramble to the 45 and then leans his way to the 44. Going to be a couple of yards shy of the 1st down. But a pretty good scramble there by Madrigal to make something out of what seemingly was nothing.
And this is a good spot to go for here for West Valley. Only about 1.5 yards to go for a 1st down in Wenatchee territory.
2:53 to go here in the 3rd. And the man who was out, Hunter Vickers, comes back in here. So he's shaken up for one play, comes out, now back in the center for the Rams on that big offensive line. On a 4th and short here with Madrigal, I'm surprised he's not under center trying to just take the sneak. Handoff to Harris. He is taken down in the backfield, and a great job of shooting in there for Lloyd Hammer. Brings the hammer. Just when you need a big play from somebody, it seems that Chase Lloyd Hammer comes through.
Had a big game last week against Moses Lake, and I think he's just probably improving as this season is going on. Only a junior, his first real year of a lot of play time here at Wenatchee, and he's making the most of it.
Well, let's see if the Panthers can do something offensively. They've been on their heels here for a while, and now pressure on Sermon. Rolling to his right, looking downfield. He's just going to tuck and go, and it's going to be a loss, and that will go down as a sack for the Rams as he goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line, a loss of a yard.
Good coverage downfield by the Rams. Sermon had nowhere to go and forced him to run out of bounds.
2nd and 11 coming up for Wenatchee. And again, towards the end of that first half, and now here in the entire third quarter, Wenatchee's really had no offense generated. 2 receivers wide to the short side of the field to his right. Sermon gets the snap, throws out the flat. The ball caught by Jelsing. Good blocking downfield by Carlson. And then slammed out of bounds inside West Valley territory at the 47-yard line. Big hit applied by Ashton Willie. We've called his name several times tonight for West Valley. Going to bring up a 3rd down for the Panthers.
This is a big down right here for both these teams. Momentum could switch to either side with this one play. Panthers pick up this first down. They keep marching down the field. It's what they would like to do, but West Valley a stop here, and that's huge for them.
8 yards on the pitch and catch from Sermon to Jelsing. And Sermon looking at a 3rd and 3 here from the 47. Back to pass, throws out the flat. Again, same play. Jelsing has the ball and has the reach and has the first down. And a good spot by the official here near side, just inside the 44-yard line. And they're going to come over and eyeball it across the way. And I believe that's a first down. The official says yes, it is.
Boy, that was a big one, too. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it really was. And I think it will be in the scheme of things here late in this game.
Minute 50 to go as they reset the chains, restart the clock, and it winds here for the Wenatchee Panthers as they have the ball on the positive side of the 50-yard line. As Camden Sermon, the 5'11", 170-pound sophomore, trying to will his Wenatchee Panthers to yet another victory on the Big 9 season. Turn, handoff, and we have a new running back in the field, and that's Christopherson, I think.
Jax Tucker?
Or Jax Tucker, it is. Thank you, Grant, for the better eyeballs than me right there. And Tucker with a good gain inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line.
Only his 2nd carry in the ballgame. 1 in the first half and 1 here now.
Well, we saw him run late for a big touchdown last week against Moses Lake. He stays in there as the tailback here on a 2nd down and short for the Panthers. Call it 4 yards to go. Ball right hash mark. 2 receivers left. Here comes West Valley. They're going to come on the blitz, and the ball thrown a little bit too high and behind Jelsing by Sermon as he was feeling the pressure from behind him. As coming in for the Rams that time was Stephen Ferris, the 6', 185-pound senior, had number 9 in his sights.
Boy, and he had Jelsing open over the middle on that slant, too. Just overthrew him.
Brown will split out wide to the left along with Darius Carlson on this 3rd down. Big 3rd down again here for the Panthers as time winds down in the 3rd quarter. Snap from center, turn, handoff Tucker. Tucker's got the first down and more, and he's finally spun down at the 31-yard line. Tackle made by Eddie Ramos, but a first down for the Panthers.
Nice 6-yard run again by Tucker, and they're going to need him. You know, we saw this against Moses Lake last week. Blauman had a little bit of a rest. He had some nice runs, and then Tucker did a great job in spelling Blauman.
A little better job up front here for Wenatchee on that right offensive line as they're not allowing the leakage that they did here when Blauman was in the game. Sermon getting the pass from center, turn, handoff to Tucker. Tucker dances inside, finds the hole, gets positive yardage inside the 30 to the 28 before the Rams defense converges. One of the first to get there was Kyle Murdoch. It'll be a 2nd down for Wenatchee.
I think what the line is doing for the Panthers, Eric, is they're just picking up that blitz a little bit better than they were doing earlier. Now they're picking up, they're bringing at least 2 people every play.
Sim Cass wearing number 72 out there. Vincent Bentley, number 75. The center is Jacob Christensen, 73. Andy Jimenez, 74. Nathan Black, 71. That's your offensive line for the Wenatchee Panthers on a second down. Here they come again on the blitz up the middle. Flushing Sermon out of the pocket, looking for a block on the outside. He turns the corner, gets to the 35, puts a shoulder down, puts a head down, and dances his way to the first down to the 20-yard line.
And he got a great block from the wide receiver Mason Brown over there on that seal block. He kept that cornerback from really making a play on Sermon. Great job by Brown.
And a great read by Sermon to see that those two linebackers were coming right in, hot dogging over the center. So he needed to flush out of there quickly. He does and gets a first down.
Was big.
First down from the 20. They'll restart the clock, and that will be our last play of the third quarter. 43-24 is our score as we're through 3 here on a soggy night at the Apple Bowl. We'll take a break and come back. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCW Life Channel.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Paprika mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Again to the Apple Bowl, first play of the fourth quarter. Panthers with the ball, first down and 10 from the 20-yard line. We're going to get a penalty flag thrown again. I think this is going to go against the offense this time, or will it go against the defense? It will. That'll be the 9th penalty for 50 yards against West Valley in the game. Final score, final game of the night in the divisional series as the Dodgers knock off the Braves 3-0. The final in that one.
2 consecutive shutouts for the Dodgers.
I have a Dodger fan up here in the booth with me tonight. I much prefer a Dodger fan over a Yankee fan, let me tell you.
Sure.
Turn, handoff, Jax Tucker trying to bounce it around the outside. Finally got the seal, set the blockers up nicely. Going to be stopped for no gain on the play, however, as the Rams defense converges over there as they're going to stop him at the 15-yard line. It'll be second down and 5 from there.
Another nice block by Carlson from his wide receiver position, sealing off that defensive end and at least allowed Tucker to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
So second and 5 coming up. They haven't changed the down marker. Now they do, finally, on this soggy night here in the Wenatchee Valley. But you know what? I know it's a cold night. I know it's a wet night, but we really need this rainfall.
Oh my gosh, we tied for the driest summer of all time. July, September, August, September, we had 1/100th of an inch of moisture.
Goodness gracious. Second down and 5 coming up for the Panthers. Sermon gets the pass from center, then turns, throws out the flat. The ball caught over there, and then trying to spin towards the 10. Can't quite get there, however, as he stopped at the 12, and I think that's Jelsing that got the ball over there. It is.
He's been the main receiver here in this second half. 4 catches now for Jelsing, 17 yards. Carlson's only caught 1. Kuntz only 1 catch his second half.
3 yards on that pass play. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Panthers as the clock winds here as we have just gotten underway in the fourth quarter. Wenatchee leading at 43-24. Appreciate you joining us on the NCW Life Channel. Full house, if you will, backfield for the Panthers as a tight end or a tight end has come in. I think that's Darius Carlson in the backfield with him. And now the handoff is to Tucker. Tucker had a man come around, sneak around the end and grab a hold of his belt loops and hang on for the ride as Connor Cook goes for that ride, and it's a first down for the Panthers down to the 8-yard line.
And as well as Carlson has been blocking tonight, I would put him back there as a lead blocker too, and he did his job once again there. He's done an outstanding job blocking.
He really has. Downfield, on the corners, getting the seals. Man, he's just done a fantastic job. And give credit to all the wide receivers for their blocking downfield to make plays.
Mason Brown as well, yeah.
Absolutely. First down and goal for the Panthers from the 8. Could put the nail in the coffin here as the time winds down towards the 10-minute mark. But first, we're going to get a timeout. Take a moment here to remind you that our broadcast brought to you in part by Color FX, offering screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, and logo design for your team, school, business, or church at a fair price. Locally owned for over 20 years, call Color FX at 509-741-7609. Also by Global Car Care, a quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians. Celebrating 25 years in the car care business, they speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. Along with Grant Olson, Eric Grandstrom joining you here from the Apple Bowl tonight. Next Friday night, we will be over at Eastmont, and you talk about a matchup. Sunnyside, Eastmont could be a battle for championship of the Big Nine.
It will mean a lot already in the
season.
middle of the season, and this Sunnyside team, very explosive. I'm anxious to see them too.
Well, and who is that kid for them that is just leading all world?
Derek
Big Nine so far?
Escamilla has 602 yards rushing so far this year and almost 1,000 yards passing.
Speaking of passing, the Panthers go for a shot to the end zone to Jelsing, but we got a flag down, and this one's going to be coming back, I think, against the Panthers. No, it's going to be roughing the passer against the defense.
Oh, boy.
How about that? Boy, we've seen that a lot on Sundays, haven't we?
We sure have.
So half the distance to the goal, and that personal foul will result in a first down. So it'll be first and goal from the 4 now for the Panthers. Our position here high in the press box on the Pioneer side of the field makes it difficult to see the field down in the end where it is from our broadcast locations. So I apologize if I don't have quite the diaphragm right now because it's crunched over the table. Turn hand off to Jax Tucker.
Hit.
Speaking of getting crunched and a
That was
diaphragm
Jolly.
hit. Woo! My goodness. Spencer Jolly may be out as the starting quarterback, but he's still in there as a middle backer, and he lays a lick on the ball carrier right there. It'll be second and goal coming up. No gain on the play. Ball
Plowman is just getting a rest here, Eric?
I don't know. I'm going to have to look down here near side, see if he's not being tended to. The throw in the end zone and incomplete, a little bit too high. I believe that was intended for Mason Brown over there.
A little high and a little bit too much on that pass, but I think he wanted to make sure his guy was the only one that could catch that.
Jelsing the intended target as he came in on a crossing route. Yeah, that time, I know the urgency to get the ball out there, but on a wet night like this, that's a tough one to hang on to. Third and goal coming up from the 4 for the Panthers. 9:31 clock stops here in the game. 43-24 our score. As Sermon gets the snap, turn, handoff, Jax Tucker's going to dance around the right side and dance into the end zone for the touchdown, and the Panthers extend their lead.
Nice blocking once again on the right side of that line. They've been doing it all night long. And once again, a great block by a wide receiver over there. Jelsing that time with a nice block on the outside.
Well, it was West Valley that scored in the third quarter, and Panthers have been kind of quiet here offensively, but that was a nice drive capped off by the Tucker 4-yard touchdown run. And now Fadas Nasser will try to tack on the extra point. Snap a little low, spot is down, and the kick is good. We'll take a 60-second break and come back. With 9:26 to go, it's now Wenatchee leading it 50-24 over West Valley. You're watching Big Nine football on the NCW Life Channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color FX in Cashmere. Color FX offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life Channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. Well, about the time the Panthers really needed a good drive, they put one together. 16 plays, 54 yards, 2 minutes 34 seconds off the clock. And Tucker on a 4-yard touchdown run. The extra point makes it 50-24. Panthers can basically put the plug in the jug at this point.
Where did you pull that one out of? I've heard a lot of them. That might be one of the better ones.
Harken back to Doug McDowell back in the early days of radio.
That's
High end-over-end kick will come down to the up man at the 20, 25. It's wide open to the 40, and finally taken down at the 46-yard line is a lineman who gets a chance. It's Brian Patrick.
Fantastic. And what blocking that time by the Rams.
No kidding.
Patrick didn't get touched till he got tackled at the 45-yard line.
So the Rams will have it 9:19 to go here in the ball game. And our broadcast brought to you in part by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consultation services. Online at onewayconstructionnw.com. Well, I got to give credit to Madrigal. He has certainly been a spark plug here for the Rams offense. As he'll go option left, pitches it back to Harris, and Harris is met. And what a play by Darius Carlson. Open field tackle, and I'll tell you, Darius has been all over the place offensively and defensively tonight, and yet very quietly.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns tonight, Eric, but I mean 1 touchdown, I should say, and he's only made 4 catches on the night, but he has done so many things well, not only on defense, but then making those great blocks on offense.
2 receivers wide to the far side of the field here for Madrigal as he's got pressure, and there was a tackle in the backfield. Flags come flying down everywhere. This ball nearly picked away as Dalton Thomas stepped in front of the intended receiver, Jack Vandebrake, and I think if you're the Panther defense, you'd like about 3 penalties and 30 yards on the holding that happened on the far side over there.
One of the better tackles we've seen tonight.
Yeah, it was a form tackle. You know, West Valley's a very good wrestling school. And Hunter Vickers showing another takedown prowess over there. As the Panthers were licking their chops trying to come in and get some pressure on Madrigal. And you can say a Madrigal feast there by the Panther defensive.
Why didn't I think of that?
Well, you know,
it's just sitting out there.
It's softball. It was a softball. So the penalty will make it second down over again, back at the 31. That penalty 10 now in the ball game for 60 yards against West Valley. Trailing it by 26 points. Turn, handoff. Harris almost lost the football and then is captured and dropped at the 31. And the man who caught him there and then fell upon him, Eric Mendoza, 5'10", 255 pounds, and he put all of that on top of
he did.
Reggie Harris. Third down from the 32 coming up after just a gain of a yard on that last play. Madrigal trying to reach in his pocket of magic and pull out something here. Looking downfield, and now scrambles out of the pocket, still looking, now throwing, and the ball incomplete as he underthrew his intended receiver. And we got a penalty flag, I believe, here against somebody.
It's in the backfield. Well, I mean, the Panther
defensive backfield.
Right.
So it could be a hold coming up against the Panthers. We'll see. That's a long time to try to keep track of wide receivers, and it is a hold against the defense.
I think that pass just slipped out of Madrigal's hands. He had the receiver, Vandebrake, open. It just slipped.
Tough night for the ball boys and for the officials to try to keep the balls dry. And the 10-yard penalty marched off against the Wenatchee defense. 10 penalties, 77 yards unofficially for the Panthers here tonight.
So 20 penalties between the two teams.
So they'll get third down over again now from the 42. It'll be 3rd and 14 here for the Rams. A little more makeable third down play. Madrigal setting up the screen to Harris. Panthers this time, though, smelled it out nicely.
Did a great job of reading that screen pass.
They've only had, I think, 2 really good charges out of that here tonight. Excuse me. As the gain will be out to the 45-yard line. 4th down, and Rams just kind of hoisting a white flag here, saying we'll punt this ball away with under 8 minutes to go in the game. Panthers a little confused here defensively, as Darius Carlson will wave everybody back towards the football here on a punt situation. As Colby Kitts, no, they snap it to the up man. It's Spencer Jolly. He throws down the field. The ball caught by Reggie Harris. Cuts back to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown from 55 yards away.
Wow, what a great call in that position. I think that maybe Coach Iman saw that the Panthers were a little disheveled getting their special teams unit out there and maybe made that decision at the last moment. I don't know if it was planned before, but the Panthers weren't organized on defense.
Well, and you've got your up back as your starting quarterback in that formation. And even though he hasn't played here in the second half, showing that he certainly has the gun, and a nice collection on the run by Reggie Harris, looking up into a wet sky to come down with that football. And a 55-yard touchdown play. It makes it 50-30 with the extra point on the way, and it is good. So we'll take another timeout and come back with 7:49 to go in regulation. Wenatchee 50, West Valley 31. We're back next on the NCW Life Channel.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Well, the drive was 6 plays, and it goes officially as a 54-yard drive, even though they scored on a 55-yard play because they lost a bunch of yards with penalties. And the extra point after the 55-yard touchdown pass from Jolly to Harris on a fake punt makes it a 50-31 game, and maybe expecting an onside kick here, and they will, and it will be a flag down, and they're going to blow this dead before anything else happens. And they're going to say a motion or a formation problem against the kicking team.
Reggie Harris tonight, Eric, 18 carries, 132 yards on the ground, 4 catches, 111 yards through the air for a total of 243 yards for Harris on the night.
Goodness gracious. So not sure what the penalty was.
I think a player ran past the kicker, so he was offside actually, wasn't he?
They didn't show that. That would be just an offside signal. So the official made kind of a strange, not one that I'm familiar with, signal out there. 11 penalties now, 65 yards against West Valley. I always thought if they had a penalty on the kickoff, that means they'd have to have the ball go 15 yards now if they tried an onside kick.
Should be right.
Yeah,
Panthers kind of let that roll by.
They did.
Too,
they certainly did. So here we go. I think they'll probably kick it off deep here. Well, we'll see. As it's Kit, and he will try to kick it to himself, and he covers it, and I believe this is going to be a good recovery. Kit, it went 10 yards.
That couldn't have been drawn out any better than that. I think that's got to stand. That was fantastic play by Kit.
The official
They're going to stop him
threw
at the
his
44.
beanbag, though, at the 9-yard mark. We'll see. They're talking it over to see whether or not, I'm sure we're showing the replay right now with Becca Freemuth back in the studios, whether or not he touched the ball before it went to 10 yards. Now the beanbag is down at the 9-yard mark. No, they're going to say it's covered by West Valley, and it will be short of the 10 yards necessary and will be over to the Panthers at the West Valley 44-yard line.
I think that's the right call, Eric. Kit had a very, had a head of steam when he caught that ball, and I think it was before the 10-yard mark, even though he landed past that 10-yard area. What a break for the Panthers.
Well, and what a good play, too.
It sure
I mean,
was.
to just dribble in along the ground. We've seen that a few times, mostly in the NFL. Pitch back, and we got Jax Tucker back there, and Tucker going to be dropped for a loss on the play as defensively Devin Duthie comes up for the Rams, as the Rams getting some reserve players in there. It'll be second down for the Panthers, and they'll call it the 46-0 loss of 2 on the play. See who else we have out there for the Panthers. Mason Brown stays in as a wide receiver. I think they got the starting lineup still out there for Wenatchee, aside from
Blauman.
And, I haven't checked the sidelines to see if he is standing with a helmet on or where he might be. Meanwhile, fake the handoff. Sermon rolling downfield. The throw over the middle. The ball caught, and it's Carlson, and he's got it inside the 35 down to the 30-yard line. And I think, you know what? That's just dessert for Darius Carlson for what kind of game he's had here.
Boy, I really think you're right, Eric. A 60-yard interception return for a touchdown. Numerous blocks to spring big plays out there tonight, and he has played great on both sides of the ball.
I'm looking for 23 on the sidelines here, and I am not seeing Mr. Blauman. Oh, yeah, here he is, right here. He's got his helmet on. He's still there. Meanwhile, turn handoff to Tucker, and Tucker nearly lost the football as he had a face full of nothing but Rams in the backfield, and a loss on the play back to the 31. It'll be second down and 11.
Panthers trying to eat this clock up. West Valley stiffening up, especially on their defensive line. I think they've played a much better ball game this second half defensively.
Brian Patrick was the first of many Rams to get in there, along with Victor Delgado. Also up front now for the Rams, Jonathan Morris on the defensive front. As the Panthers continue to try to just chew this clock up, under 6 minutes to go now, leading at 50-31. They'll send Jelsing and Carlson wide to the wide side of the field to the right. Back to pass. Sermon looks right, now looks back left, has plenty of time, and now that time elapses, and a jump ball to the left sideline, and it's incomplete. And a man right in the face of the quarterback was Connor Cook, and he's made kind of a living in the backfield here.
It really has, but this is an opportunity for Sermon to learn something from this right there. You throw that one away. You don't throw it up, even though you have a 6'5" receiver working against a smaller defensive back. Just get rid of that one.
Yeah, that's where the coaching staff goes, oh, my God.
All right.
Okay, it fell incomplete. All right, third down, 11 coming up from the 31 of West Valley. Panthers leading it here 50-31 with 5:41 to go. Clock stopped on the incomplete pass. Sermon again, back to pass again. Pressure, throws the ball too high for Carlson at the 25-yard line. It goes incomplete. It'll bring up fourth down.
If there is any knock on the sophomore Cam Sermon, it's he does let the ball sail on him a little bit. We've seen it a few times tonight, not so much last week against Moses Lake, but tonight he has had a few sail on him, and those were open receivers.
You know, and I think what he's doing is he's opening up his shoulder, kind of like a pitcher when he throws his left shoulder open too much. That allows his arm to kind of flail out, and that ball goes high.
I agree.
So a punting situation here for Fadas Nasser as he is outside the 40 at about the 43. Meanwhile, Reggie Harris is at an all-world night back to try to return this one. It's a low kick. It will take a bounce at the 10, and then for some reason, Vanderbrake tries to return it from the 1-yard line. Why didn't he let that ball go in the end zone? It's going to be down at the 5.
You'll probably hear about that from Coach Hyman after this one. That's one you do let go. It was already bouncing that direction. You take the ball at the 20-yard line.
5:26 left as West Valley gets the ball back here on the NCW Life Channel. Our coverage brought to you in part by The Windmill, a time-tested restaurant providing traditional steakhouse meals and a homey old-fashioned dining room, open 7 days a week, 4:30 to 9. Call 509-665-9529. Appreciate you hanging out with us here on this Friday night. And it is still raining just as intensely as it did when we started this ball game. Wet one here. Back to pass. Madrigal pumps now is going to be taken down for a sack on the play. Panther defense coming in strong and taking him down at the 3-yard line.
Christofferson possibly.
I think that was Alex Dorton, the 6'3", 220-pound junior, getting some time up front, number 65 for Wenatchee. one of the Panthers to get there.
He's a big kid.
Second down coming up from the 3. We're under 5 minutes left in this one. Again, Madrigal, the quarterback of record for the whole second half. Look out, handoff Reggie Harris across the 10, out to the 15. Still on his feet, driving hard. And how about the credit got to give to that 5'10", 175-pound junior. No matter what the scoreboard says, he's still working hard.
19 carries, 149 yards now for Harris on the night, besides the 111 yards receiving.
First down out to the 17, so the Rams get out from the shadow of their own goalpost as they'll split 2 receivers wide to the far side right here for Isaac Madrigal. Madrigal takes the snap, turns, hands it off to Harris again, dancing his way across the 25 and out near another first down, and it will be a gain of 12 yards.
Once again, great job up front by the line of West Valley. They have been opening some nice holes for Harris this second half. And the Panthers, a little bit on their heels right now defensively.
Boy, and he's got the instincts to just find a way and wiggle his way for a gain just about every time he touches the football. Throw out the flat here. The ball is caught, and then punished is James Morton for making that catch.
Dalton Thomas.
Thomas comes over and just lays a lick on him. Short gain on the play brings up second down. Second down, they'll put the ball at the 29-yard line. Different running back in here now for West Valley as Eddie Ramos is back there, and a little miscommunication between he and his quarterback on who was going to get the ball there and how they were going to get the ball to him. Madrigal just keeps it himself on a busted play, loss back to the 27-yard line.
Been impressed with the sophomore quarterback. He looks pretty poised out there, doesn't he? It's some tough situations.
Yeah, absolutely. He's played this whole second half, led the Rams to a touchdown early in the third quarter. Rams scored a little bit ago on a faked punt and a throw by Jolly. Here comes pressure again. Madrigal chased out of the pocket to his right. Wants to throw downfield. The ball nearly picked off by Darius Carlson. Had the ball in his hands, but just couldn't quite come down with it. It's a fourth down and a punting situation for the Rams.
Carlson has made many catches tougher than that one. He just took his eye off it at the last second and bobbled that ball, but he's made a lot tougher catches than that one right there.
So a punting situation you would think here for the Rams. Let's see who the up man is. It is not Spencer Jolly this time. It is Caleb Woodcock. And back to punt the ball away is Colby Kitt. Meanwhile, Dalton Thomas standing in his own 40-yard line. Good pass from center and a good high punt. And this one's going to take a bounce and take a West Valley roll. And will die down at about the 42-yard line.
A little bit of water splashing up there when that ball landed. Yeah, of course, we have had rain the entire game.
We have the entire game here tonight. So first down for the Panthers, and they'll put the ball at the 42 of Wenatchee, and we'll see if maybe Camden Sermon gets, no, I thought maybe they'd give him a break, but no, he's still out there for the Wenatchee Panthers. Our broadcast brought to you by Charter College. Charter Types find solutions. Are you a Charter Type? They work to get you to work. Call 509-415-3576. So Camden Sermon working the whole game here. Sophomore turned, hands off to Tucker. A little stutter step at the backfield as he goes around the right side. Maybe gets a yard before the defense comes up. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Panthers from the 43. How many yards rushing total for Wenatchee would you guesstimate here at this point?
Well, I'm guessing about 170 yards, something like that.
Good night again for the Panthers.
Yeah, it really is.
Mason Brown has had a quiet night. Splits out wide to the far left side here for Camden Sermon. He's got Jax Tucker in the backfield behind him with 2:10 to go here in the ball game. They're going to pitch it back to Tucker. Tucker running left across the 45 out to the 48-yard line. Going to bring up a third and a long 4 for the Panthers.
Keep that clock moving. That's what the Panthers want to do right now.
Speaking of which, you want to head down to the field for our post-game show. So Grant's going to head down there. I will keep it up here for the time being as we continue to wind down here. And we're going to make it a pretty quick post-game show. It's wet, and we've had our crew out here in the rain the whole time. So minute 35 left here in the contest. And a snap back again. Camden Sermon turns, hands it off to Tucker. And Jax Tucker's got a first down, and he'll get it to the 46 of West Valley. 4-yard gain for Tucker on that one for the Wenatchee Panthers. Our broadcast brought to you also by Walkabout Grill, where eating out is eating healthy in downtown Wenatchee and downtown Leavenworth. First down for Wenatchee at the 46 of West Valley as the clock winds, just a minute 5 to go. And now victory formation, the best formation if you're a coach and an offensive player that you could possibly get into. And the Panthers are going to go on for the big victory here tonight over the West Valley Rams. So Wenatchee now winning their 4th in a row and make it a 50-31 final. Just a few ticks left on the clock. Wenatchee will improve to 4-2 overall. 3-0 in Big 9 play. Will travel to Davis next week, at Sunnyside the following week, host Walla Walla, and then Eastmont to wrap up the season. How about the work tonight by the Wenatchee Panthers? A wet night, a strange night, turnovers back and forth we would go, and the Panthers would get the victory. Again, the final 50-31. Congratulations to the Panthers on the victory here tonight. We'll take a break and come back. Grant Olson will be down field side. I'll try to wind my way down there as well and wrap this one up as the Panthers get the win here tonight. We'll take a break and come back. The post-game show comes your way next on the NCW Life Channel.
Können Sie mir das Problem sagen? Meinen Zylinder überschwingen. Flute, ich habe mein
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragenschlussen. How you?
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life Channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Paprika mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life Channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Our final score tonight, the Panthers win this one by a final of 50-34. What a night it was for Nate Blauman. Had a fantastic first half with 124 yards rushing. Didn't play much in the second half. Ended up with 14 carries, 123 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. Cam Sermon, 15 of 21 yards passing, or 15 of 21 attempts on the night, and Sermon ends up with 103 yards on the night. For West Valley, it was the Reggie Harris show. Harris ended up with 132 yards rushing and 111 yards receiving. A fantastic night for the Ram running back for a total of 243 yards himself in this ball game in a losing effort. Both teams at around 30 yards total offense in the game, so the score not quite indicative of how close it was offensively. We'll take another 2-minute timeout. We'll come back and we'll visit with head coach Scott Devereaux as the postgame show continues right here on the NCW Life Channel after this.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frapita mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frapita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha Frapitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Können Sie mir das Problem sagen? Meinen Zylinder überschwingen. Flute, ich habe mein Fugen Velo. Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Franzlussen. Hey, you.
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCW Life Channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, TheFireplaceGuy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529. Welcome back here on the postgame show on the NCW Life Channel after the Wenatchee Panthers knock off the West Valley Rams here by a final of 50-31, and now joined by Darius Carlson. Well, Darius, we were talking as you guys finished singing the fight song to the crowd over there, the tradition after you guys knock off the Rams here tonight. A strange game, wasn't it?
Right. It was pretty strange. It's nice playing a little bit sloppy and still scoring 50 points. So, yeah, it was definitely a strange game, but you know, got the W. So
we had a little bit of everything here tonight. I want you to take me through that interception and return. First of all, the interception looked to us like it kicked off of the wide receiver's foot into the air. Take me through that.
Well, I was looking for it and I couldn't find it at first, but when I found it, I just started taking off, and my good friend Dalton Thomas told me, "Hey, cut in, cut in, cut in." He was screaming it, so I just listened to him and ended up in the end zone. So, yeah.
And, it's got to be fun. You're a great athlete out there, wide receiver, but you played great on defense tonight, and your blocking, I thought, tonight was exceptional. Do you get as much satisfaction out of doing those things as catching passes?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say as soon as, when you make a good play and it results in a good, team play, it really, you really feel like you're the man for that, even if you're not the one in the end zone.
So you gave up a few more points than you wanted to tonight, but a very explosive offense. Harris was fantastic on offense. Was he hard to bring down out there? Very elusive.
Yeah, he's a load. He's definitely one of the best running backs we've faced so far, and yeah, kudos to him. He was playing well.
After the ball game, you guys meet out there on the field on this wet night. I know you're happy to get the victory. You stay unbeaten in Big Nine play, now 3-0 in Big Nine play. What did the coach tell you afterward?
So kind of the same thing I already said. We didn't play, I don't think, our best, but we still got the W, so you can't complain too much, but we just got to stay focused and keep it rolling.
How much does it hurt to give up that first touchdown when you guys have pitched 3 shutouts in a row?
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the goal all week, is to not let them score, but all good streaks come to an end. So, just after it happened, just got to keep your head up and keep playing.
Well, Darius, congratulations on the win and the game tonight. Again, as a former offensive lineman, you did the offensive line proud with that blocking you did tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great
Darius
game.
Carlson joining us here on the post-game show here. They like the cleats.
Oh, yeah.
What is that, cheetah print? What in the world? Now, wait a minute. Before we go to the break.
That's why he made that 60-yard interception return.
You got to pan out a little bit and show these cleats here. For goodness, I got to step out of get the light on those. Where in the world did you get those?
Yeah, I had to custom order them. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, I don't know. They worked well, I guess.
Okay. Well, do you feel faster in those cleats?
I mean, a little bit, I guess.
They do look great. They look great.
Yeah, outstanding. Well, Darius Carlson and the rest of the Panthers take care of business here tonight by a final of 50-31 over the West Valley Rams. We'll come back, wrap it up right after this quick timeout.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Frapita mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frapita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha Frapitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Welcome back one more time around here at the Lee Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl, along with Grant Olson, Eric Grandstrom, and, dominating night tonight. And again, as Darius mentioned here on our postgame show, to play not your best game and still put 50 points on the board any night in a Big Nine game, that's impressive.
It is impressive. They gave up a few points tonight, but played against an offense that was very explosive at times tonight. And I think a team that's on their way possibly to a Big Nine, at least share of a Big Nine title possibly, you need games like this tonight. Get a little bit of a scare after a lead, and it teaches you to play hard throughout the entire game no matter what kind of lead you have.
Well, we're going to be across the river next Friday night for a great matchup as well, Sunnyside and Eastmont. And we'll be sure and get you all the action. Hey, we got to thank the crew before we wrap up here. Becca Freeman back in the studios, making sure we get on the air. Also, of course, Tucker Wagner in the van tonight, doing a great job. Dan Kuntz, our line producer. And thanks to our camera crew, they had the miserable night tonight. Colson Crawford on camera in the stands. We had Jessica Medina up in the high atop the entire place here, and she did a great job. And in our Outback Porta Privy here in the end zone, Marion Grandstrom with a fantastic job as well. Grant, thanks. And, well, we'll do it again next
And
Friday.
we need to say hi to Vivian Hankey tonight. I'm glad I just remembered that. Vivian, thank you so much for watching, and best of luck to you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
50-31 the final. The Panthers get the victory. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching High School Sports on the NCW Life Channel. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Alignment Pros, Automoca, Color FX, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, and the Windmill Restaurant. NCW Life Channel's coverage is also brought to you by Charter College and the Walkabout Grill. This concludes today's coverage of high school sports on your home for local sports, the NCW Life Channel.